So yeah, how you doing? How's things?
I'm alive. I'm okay. How you doing?
Doing okay, doing okay. Okay. I'm like double checking your guys' streams and watching it just a little bit. I got my recording all set up as well. It's gonna be great.
I'm just gonna be over here evicting the riffraff.
Yeah. I should fix that. Hold on.
Oh,
I got this.
my boredom.
Oh. Let's see.
Can I make it? Whoop. Oh, I'm above the disc now.
And there we go. There we go.
That's one way to do it.
Now we should have no issues. Assuming, yeah, you can place redstone on glowstone.
Yeah,
I remember you not being able to a long time ago.
Yeah, now you can even place like torches on glass. They've gotten a lot of those little pet peeves of people addressed.
Yeah. We see you, Rojas, and we feel sorry.
Yeah, she's done something to piss off her Minecraft. It won't behave itself. She's tried reinstalling Java. Like, she's kind of run through the gamut of things it could be, and it just won't. It won't finish loading. It gets stuck on the Mojang screen.
Interesting.
Where's Mr. Wolf? Is he?
I have no idea. I'm watching his stream. He's playing Minesweeper apparently. Live in 4 minutes 30 seconds according to his thing. So he's got his background thing going.
Frickin' diva.
Yeah.
The agreed upon time was midnight.
I love the cat. But you gotta go here for right now. Let's see here.
Hey, Wolf's playing Minecraft for 10 minutes. He didn't invite us.
I know, right? It's not like we're on his server or anything.
There must be a retribution.
Agreed.
So
I'd be careful with this kind of symbol. It kind of.
Yeah, I was being very mindful of what I was doing when I started making the little slashes. I'm like, I'm connecting an inner box with an outer box. I gotta be careful which pieces go down first.
Suddenly banned from Twitch.
yeah, I've seen when I was playing Factorio with some other streamers and they had the server open to general public. They were trying to break the server population record, and there was all sorts of people doing all sorts of shit like that. That's just like wildly inappropriate in a variety of contexts, not the least of which being someone else's Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make political statements, the time to do it is not on someone else's channel. That's just
dumb. I agree.
I mean, that's just yeah.
It's just bad business practice.
Being a dick 101. Make your political statement on someone else's time.
Yeah. That's why I try to do my best to stay away from all that.
What? Something's gonna be open to the public.
Yeah, it's just you never know what somebody else is into, and as such, you say one wrong thing about who they're into, and it's like, well, we'll just not be friends anymore in this climate, apparently.
And I'm okay with losing friends because their politics are inappropriate or my politics are incompatible with them or whatever. I'm fine with that. That's just a way of life. But when you're talking about screwing with somebody's income, that's a little different.
Yeah.
There we go. Now the inside ring actually has power. I had to do a little sneaky deek with some redstone here, but it worked.
Awesome. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for that last 1 minute 13 seconds. We got quite a few runes left to go. About like 40, I think we kind of determined the last time.
Yeah, it was like a 60-40 split roughly.
Yeah.
The math on it.
It was like 46, 47 out of like 50, like we did 53 last time and we're at like 47 left or something.
Yeah. And truth be told, I don't think I knew about 2/3 of the runes when you said there was like 100 runes to do.
Yeah.
Like, on what page? I did not get that memo. I know of 10.
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than 10, but
yeah, it's interesting because some people don't deal with Runecraft and seeing all the stuff that it has available to it. They just kind of see the one or two aspects of it. They see teleporters and waypoints, and that's kind of mostly what they do. There's been plenty of times where I go onto servers and 90% of what I see is like teleporters, waypoints, power pick, and it's like, that's it. And I'm like, hold on, let me teach. And then I teach them and they're like, oh my gosh, this opens up so many possibilities.
Yeah, there's a few that we missed. All right.
And I'm like, you're welcome, because I just opened up this whole can of worms that you're not really knowing yet.
Yeah, there's lots of mods that I've played with where there's hundreds of mods that are bundled together in this giant mod pack, and you go through somewhat systematically or haphazardly, whatever your preference is, and bit by bit you see all the things, you do all the things, you build all the machines, and it's great. But there's a lot of the Runecraft ones that are just perfectly content to just hang out in the background, and not be super obvious mandatory things to learn. So yeah, like last time we were going through this, there was a bunch of them where I'm like, this thing does a who with the what?
Yeah.
And then you got into the explanation of it, and I'm like, oh man, that opens up so many possibilities. That's super cool.
I set up a whole thing, Wolf.
I see.
We were bored and I was decorating.
I give no promises.
It's
so
okay.
how
It's
you
been
doing,
thoroughly
Wolf?
checked. It's been thoroughly checked for swap because
Yeah, he started building this pattern, and I'm like, you might want to be careful here.
yeah. I was like, no. I'm keeping in mind that Melt the Silicon adventure where we had to go around cleaning up symbols people were making.
I remember being a server admin on a really popular server, and that was one of my nightly things, was going around to various on the creative world and just cleaning up. And I'm like, yeah.
People, could you stop being like that? Just stop that.
Pretty much.
Placing solid air.
Yeah. I was trying to block you in. It didn't work.
I knew what you were up
fast
to.
enough.
Well, I heard the thump, 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 and my immediate response to that is move. Could be TNT, could be bedrock, I don't know.
Could be anything.
I was actually just looking. I was actually just looking at and puzzling over oak trapdoors and fence gates and stuff like that being lumped in with the redstone stuff. I hadn't really thought of them as redstone stuff, but I suppose you can apply a signal to them and makes them qualify.
There you go.
Oh no! All the glowstone has died.
So yeah, how you guys doing? It's been about a week.
Good. It's been 2.
2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
It has.
Life gets in the way sometimes, though. You know.
Life is
Yeah,
what happens when you're making plans.
Until life finds a way.
Pretty much, yeah. So when last we left off, I believe we just got done with Accelerator, and we were on to everything after that.
Sure.
Yeah, we had launched a bunch of cats and dogs and things.
Yep. That's what I remember.
And then we had to go clean up the cats that were down in the forest. Because apparently, even in this game, cats don't die from falling great heights.
Yeah. So let's see here. That would mean that Accelerator is next, or Aether Chest is next. Oh, but
We
yeah.
played with that a little bit on your server when Wolf's internet connection dropped out last time, so
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yep. We're looking at potentially changing this for 4.0, simply because it's rather simple. And we kind of want to make it so that way rune creation is more your go-to, right? Rune creation and is kind of going to be the bigger way to get energy. So this pattern we've thought about changing.
And which one are we doing?
This is Aether Chest.
Where you put stuff in it and it converts it to runic for you.
Here we go.
Isn't it Unclaim? No. What's it called?
Abandoned claim.
Abandoned claims. Ugh. Yes, I want to remove that. Thank you.
I may end up sneezing in your ear yet tonight. I've been sneezing like crazy this evening. I've managed
good,
to
it
catch
happens.
so far.
There
Yeah.
you go. That was the one thing I didn't get beforehand, was making sure the web page would show up so that I can show people the thing on the stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Aether Chest. Rather simple rune. Potentially looking at changing it up, making it a little bit more difficult, so that way we want to make it more maybe end game or mid game rather than early game like it is right now.
Okay.
But basically all it does is place items in, and then you'll right click, and you actually have to be in survival. If you're in creative, it will actually not allow you to do it. It won't add any energy to you.
Creative, but
Yeah. If you're actually in survival or in creative, when you activate this, it will actually say, hey, you can't do this, or it'll allow you to do it, but you'll gain 0 energy. And this is so that way servers that have creative add-ons, like a creative world that's connected to their survival world that people can access and have separate inventories and whatnot. We have basically this kind of backup way of making sure they don't cheat in a ton of items and such. Another thing that you can do with this that most people don't know of, and it requires another rune or another plugin to get the stuff for this. So you'll get to see another rune here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. This is true name. And what it does is, if I was in survival, you can get your head. And what I can do with the head here is I can place it underneath the chest. And now, might help if you were back in creative. Let me.
that was fun.
Let me also. Let's just place this down. That way, that doesn't happen again.
Yeah. So you can code the chest to a particular person. And then
Correct.
it doesn't matter who does what.
Correct. By placing the skull underneath, you can place whatever items inside, and it will direct it immediately to that player whose head is underneath. Your 0 deaths are no more. You now have 1.
Damn it! I forgot about that part.
Don't worry, it's just simply changing the scoreboard.
Yeah, he had 1 death last time too, and you went and you changed it.
But your cenotaph's right down there.
Yeah, there was another levitation obelisk mishap that killed you last time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because he was lamenting his 0 becoming a 1.
I thought I made sure I didn't die.
I think he was lamenting that he didn't want his 0 to become a 1.
Yeah, I know I talked about not wanting it to become 1.
We'll have to go back to the tapes for that one.
But yeah, for everybody that's not me, it'll actually show, hey, you know, this rune is bound to, you know, you're sending energy to the player that the head's underneath of, which means that you could actually connect this up to a hopper system for your whatever, and you can actually automate this, and we can get to that a little bit later, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But
Does
next,
this have the same fall off as throwing stuff into fire?
yes, but remember 4.0, that's going away unless you guys, because we talked about potentially doing a config file last time.
Right.
But yeah,
I like the fall off. It makes sense, but I can understand why it'd be a hassle and want to get rid of it.
a lot of people just had issues with it because it was just it became too complicated too quickly.
I want to turn 20,000 chests of cobble into stuff and not lose anything.
Yeah. So this is Bottomless Cauldron, and when you right click it, the cauldron is now bottomless. So you can be in survival with 16 buckets in your hand, and you can just endless amounts of buckets, right? As well as glass bottles work.
Yeah, this is what I have set up in my brewing area, so I don't have to constantly be getting more water.
But something else that some people don't realize is you can use a lava bucket to destroy this. Instead of breaking the block, if you don't want this to be Bottomless Cauldron anymore, you can right-click it with that, and it will destroy the Bottomless Cauldron.
Drains it completely.
Drains it completely,
put,
everything.
If you put water back in it, now it's just a normal cauldron?
Yep.
Cool, okay.
So it makes it so that, and we're actually adding, because 1.17, we're actually adding a couple more variants to this. Bottomless Snow and Bottomless Lava Cauldron, because those are both going to become renewable resources. A water bucket will stop the Bottomless Lava Cauldron from producing lava, and a lava bucket will cause a Bottomless Snow Cauldron to stop producing snow.
How does lava become renewable in 17?
In 1.17, you're gonna get stalagmites. And from those stalagmites, if you have a lava source above them, like here, and there's, let's see here, where's end rods, because that's the best. So here's, for instance, like if that was a stalagmite, as long as you have a cauldron underneath the stalagmite, or what is it, dripstone, I think is what it's properly called, and there's lava or water up top here, it will slowly fill the cauldron with lava, water. Yeah.
Interesting.
So lava actually becomes a renewable resource in 1.17.
No more having to go and bucket up oceans from the nether.
Exactly. It also means that...
Or mine all of the coal so that you can smelt stuff.
Exactly. And as a result, because of that, lava is going to be changing tier and energy value from... Because it was a non-renewable resource, it's now going to be renewable. And it's going to cause us a little bit of panic. But it is slow. I think it takes I think I saw something like on average it'll take you like 10 minutes or something to fill up a cauldron. But like...
So you would have to have a farm of...
That's what I was going to say, is that you could just...
Yeah,
just a whole farm of lava cauldrons, and then you just never have to worry about cauldrons. Thus, bottomless lava cauldron, it just makes sense at that point.
Yeah, I would just go bucket up 16 buckets of it, throw it in a shallow pool, and put a bunch of cauldrons underneath it.
Yep, Jess, it is an open server according to...
I do need to add the other... The web page link is...
Yeah.
Seems to be easier for people to get the info from. I did not have that when I first made that command.
Yeah. And if you have glass bottles, it just, acts as a... it just acts as a normal water source, which makes it really nice.
Yay.
Yay! So, Bottomless Cauldron. It's a very nice rune. Did we show Flotilla last time?
The Discord in the first link there.
Yep, that was the one we made with bowls.
Yes. I think I still have my bowl. I do not have my bowl. I am sad that I don't have my bowl. We did Force Field. I remember that.
Yes, that one was interesting.
We did Freezer. We did all the utility. I showed Magic Cake. I showed...
I didn't click on glow stick, but we did glow stick, didn't we?
We did do glow stick because you guys were... Because I remember you guys were commenting on me having the gold glow.
Yeah.
And we had to fix your Optifine. Yep. We did Levitation Obelisk. Tranquility Obelisk, I think, is one that we did not do.
No.
I'm quite familiar with that one. I've got them scattered all over the place.
Come 1.17, we are changing it just a little bit. We're going to cancel spawns, not just delete the mob.
You mentioned that, that it's going to be like a little bit less work for the server because it's not going to create and delete a thing. It's just going to not do it in the first place.
Yeah. As well as...
That sounds good.
As well as... Oh, go ahead.
I did a timings and it came up, like the Levitation Obelisk routine came up as intensive.
Levitation Obelisk did. Okay. Also, you have a slight echo.
The slight echo of intending to sound like I'm in a cave?
Yes.
Okay. That's intentional.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, not the levitation, the tranquility.
Okay. Okay, so tranquility is... We know about tranquility, and it's because it's going all over the place. I showed Magic Cake, I remember that. Magic Lasso is disabled.
Check if there's mobs around.
Yeah, it's going to, instead of checking to see if instead of checking to see if there's mobs around, it's going to check to see if, hey, is there a mob going to spawn here? Well, not anymore.
Right.
And it'll still cancel the mobs, like if a mob wanders into its area of effect.
If a
will it
mob
still
wanders,
disappear them?
if a mob wanders in, it wanders in.
Okay, so it no longer disappears them as they just wander in and blip out.
Correct.
Okay. That was a little bit weird when I first saw that happening. I'm like, fighting a zombie or whatever, hit it and knock it across that boundary. I'm like, where'd my zombie go?
just imagine it though, just like you're sitting there, just the Aether in the background is just like, there's a zombie. No, mine.
Yeah, push him this way. Yes, a little closer, a little closer. Oh, no.
Just like, no, I must protect. And then another rack on top.
You can light that just by right-clicking it.
Yep. And now no monsters will spawn within this area. Within a certain radius, I can't remember what the
30 blocks?
30-ish for Lapis.
Yep, 30 for Lapis, 40 for gold, and for tier 7 beacons, that's 50 blocks.
Ender Dragon Heads also works.
Yes. Because they are a finite resource that is very hard to get to, technically speaking. So other than that, so we did Tranquility, we did Magic Cake, Magic Lasso is disabled by the code, Magma Gel I showed off last time when I was making the transmutation. The lava one.
Same thing with the slime ball.
Magic Lasso, there was a lot of issues. There was a lot of issues with our stuff. And actually, this is a perfect time to show off Tempest.
Then I won't cancel the storm I was just about to cancel.
Yeah. Instead, we'll cancel it the Runecraft way.
We got iron bars.
Snow.
Snow.
Then we need a bit of water. And finally, a clock. So come 4.0, this rune will actually become a ritual rune, which means that you'll require 3 people if you are under, if somebody is, if the person activating it is less than tier 5 initiate. If you're higher, then you'll be able to do it by yourself, but more people will reduce the amount of energy that it will cost. But until then, the Tempest is bound to a clock in 3.x, and you'll get a little message that says the weather changes by the forces of the player that used it, and it'll go to sunny. If you right-click it again after 5 minutes, real lifetime, it will change it to storm. Jess says that they cannot speak.
Yeah, going to give her a roll because she's new to this one.
Hello, Jess.
Hello.
Might need to turn you up if you're speaking.
Hello.
There we go.
There we go.
It's a bit of a boost, eh?
I'm at 150 for them now. So yeah, you'll be able to right-click this to change the weather.
And thank you for the follow.
So why is NIronwolf echoing?
Because I'm in my cave.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick we don't talk about.
Apparently, it's not an effective one because Everybody's asking about it.
When most people sound echoey, it's because there's something weird with their audio settings.
Will this be better?
See, most people try to get rid of that. You're just like amping it up.
Hello? Can you, am I good?
Yeah, mine's really faint. It is intent. When you first turn it on, it isn't like this.
What program do you use?
Voice mod.
Same.
Yeah, it's like I heard the drips. You have your background effects turned on when you turn it on too.
Sometimes, yeah.
So is it
You
soft
need to
mod
turn-
or hard modded?
What's that?
So it's soft modded in it. There's no mod pack to download.
Nope, no
Correct.
mod pack. It's plugins. It's
It's
you
on
just join the
server
server.
side.
Alexa, turn
Don't
off
worry,
Rune.
we've got this.
That was
God.
Santa.
That was not Santa.
That was entirely Santa.
This is the Santa sound effect. Ho ho ho.
That's not Santa.
Yeah, no, that's the Santa sound effect for voice mod. It's great.
Using voice mod.
Oh, you got raided, Iron. Got raided, Wolf.
Yay!
With a party of 4. Welcome, welcome.
Depending on where you count, either 4 or 6. Welcome might be Shane.
This is true. So,
It says
Prometheus.
both.
On my end, it
Thanks,
says
Steve.
4. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a raid for 4, host for 6.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing that lately. He's been doing that quite a lot lately.
It's a little
And
weird, but
Phantom,
yeah,
welcome.
has a
We
bit of a
are-
mismatch.
We are in our server here with. Let's do this. So if people would like to join in with us and learn about Runecraft,
Hello, Phantom.
you are welcome.
Hello, play with Omama.
Hello. Welcome, Raiders. I'm NIronwolf. We're also playing with Digital Disappointment, who's up there in the top. If you would like to watch a couple different angles of everything going on today. And this is Mr. Rivkin. Of
Greetings and
Runecraft
salutations.
fame.
Yep. Okay. Boop.
That one.
Boop, boop, boop.
Which are you making today? With all the hearts. That is awesome. So, Play with Omama hangs out on Twitch a lot. You get all of those emotes.
Probably.
Which one are you making now?
This is Prometheus.
Okay.
And I'm setting up a couple different aspects of it so that way you guys can see this.
I think we skipped Runic Radio.
Runic Radio is disabled in the code because there was some changes to the chat system a while back, and we just never had the chance to fix it.
Okay.
So Runic Radio and Magic Lasso are disabled by default. I showed Spring and Surface Tension last time.
Correct.
So
and because we've got MCMMO, I think we can use the party system for group chats.
okay. Yeah. So here's 2 different of the Prometheus runes. Doesn't matter how the bars go. That doesn't matter overall. But if you right-click this one, facing doesn't matter in this case because of how we coded it. There's in the code, there's actually 2 different patterns, one for one way, one for another.
Right.
This is a tier 1, and it will actually say, hey, you can't create runic armor using tier 1.
Your offering is insignificant.
Sorry to interject, but your pinned message in Minecraft is wrong. It's saying 1.15.2.
Ah, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've just gone to 1.15.2 where it said, run client.
Yeah, you'll need to fix that, Wolf.
All right.
Bad wolf.
Edit 16.5.
When did they at 16.5? Because I got Optify for 16.5.
Yeah, 16.5's been out for a while.
Yeah, I've got Optifine for 16.5.
I'll grab it then.
Which is why these names are all shiny.
Yeah. So tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 do not allow you to use the Prometheus rune, but tier 4 does. It will create 1 piece of armor. 4.0, we're changing that, but for now,
Combat Runic Armor. Plus 5 armor.
it's just a plain piece of chainmail. So if we go ahead and we do this over to this, to this, to this, and we'll do it up to a tier 5. Redstone, 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 and boop. This one will produce 6 pieces of armor.
Oh, cool.
Now it's completely randomized, which means that you
Hopefully 6 is enough to get all 4 bits.
yeah.
So, side note, what's different in 16.5? I've actually never played it. I must have got stuck on 16.4.
It was a bug fix, or a privacy fix or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if
I know there's I know there's a combat update coming soon.
Yes, but that's not for a while. That's still in the developmental phase. It's not even like released normally via their whole thing, but it's a minor update which fixes issues related to server crashes, according to the Java wiki for it.
I thought the combat update was going to come part of the Caves and Cliffs update.
Not so far as I know of.
So is the chainmail armor, or is that just so that there's a way to get chainmail armor instead of...
Pretty much. It also makes it so that way you don't have the... it also, because of what we allow to be added onto it, it makes it so that way there's not as... It's not too broken and overpowered. If we allowed some of our runic effects to be on diamond armor, for instance, you're going to end up with players who are never dying. And I'll show the reason for that here in a bit. But here's tier 6, which will give you 14 pieces of armor.
Holy crap. Hello and welcome.
Oh, party of 10 for digital there. Welcome, welcome, guys.
Welcome, Doctor.
Howdy, howdy.
So,
Dr. Deus. Dr.
14
Deus
pieces
is
of
back.
armor. And there we go.
Some life is strange.
Thank you so much for the raid and the host. What did you end up getting out of that? More chainmail still?
Yep. And I'm putting it in the chest here so that way you guys can see. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1 helmet makes 14.
We're all protected.
Yep. And finally, we have tier 7, which provides a crap ton, you'll never need any ever again amount. I'm happy that this is changing because of this reason. Dear God's amounts. 136 pieces of chainmail.
Yay.
For real?
For real.
Thanks again, Dr. Deus. Take care. Why? 136?
Yep. Yep, 100,
Uh,
136.
All right, so there's enough to outfit a small army.
Just a small army. Nothing too major. You know.
Dee, it's been so long since we've had new people on. I don't remember the luck perms command to promote someone.
The perms command to promote someone in
With
the
luck
Minecraft server?
perms. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you handled all that before I got bumped up to admin or anything.
Should be /LP space user.
Promote or something.
You could use it's user name promote.
Yeah.
And hey, Sequin.
Promote and upgrades. There we go.
There you go.
Jess follows me.
What was the command that you used on that?
/LP space user space name
Promote
promote.
upgrades. Hey.
See, I'm gonna actually write it down now that I can use
I'm
that.
floating, so.
There you go.
Oh, crap.
Ow, 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 ow.
There we go.
Yeah.
What did I just
I'm
walk
not on
into?
creative either.
Nighttime happened because we were busy doing things.
Yeah, I warped you over to our little test pad over here.
Yeah, I got rid of the creepers that were over there. Oh, there's one more. Yeah,
So-
just push them off.
Yeah, if you guys look inside the chest, you'll see. As I said, it's a ludicrous amount of items from the tier
The
7.
chests are protected because of the flame.
Abandon all claim.
Yeah, there's like 3 chests, 3 double wides full of chainmail armor. Holy crap!
There we go. Now you can open them, Jess. Yeah, it's it's insane.
And what's it changing to in 4?
In 4.0, what we're going to do is we're changing. So Prometheus will actually be changing to. It'll work like a infinite flint and steel, basically. You know, you'll be able to place fire. There will be a new runic armor rune that will have it as the iron block, and you'll right click it with some iron armor, and it will give you chainmail of that equivalent thing. So if you use an iron chest plate, you'll be given a chainmail chest plate with the runic armor tag on it.
So it magically blows up a bunch of holes in your iron plate. And,
Yep, pretty much.
new things.
How
So
am I flying?
that would be our levitation obelisk right over here. If I break this, you can no longer fly.
Oh, that's
If-
pretty cool.
If I place this back down and then right click the center, now you can fly again.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Runecraft. It's a very nice mod. Mod, plugin,
We all are.
both.
Soft mod.
He's not biased though. He's got
Oh,
nothing
shit.
invested in it.
Um,
Through the hole.
no, I went off the edge.
It's like if you're close enough, you should be able to fly back.
Yeah,
up.
you'll be able to fly back up. We good.
There you go.
So
Wait, what's the radius on a tier 7?
it's 50 blocks.
Okay.
Went to the edge, I jumped off, I thought, oh, I'm gonna fly. Nope. Tonk.
Yeah, and if you leave the area of a flight effect whilst you're flying, it just means that you're not you won't take any fall damage, so it's really nice.
Of doom.
Yeah. 99.99% of the time, that's true. I think I took some damage once.
Listen, it's not my fault. I blame the code.
So what is this one?
I just wanted to say it's not absolutely guaranteed.
That's fair. That's fair.
It has been highly consistent in being good.
Okay, so this one, you don't need the. You said the stonebrick around this are not needed, but
Right.
you know,
I mean, so lava's not
it's so that way the lava's not flowing everywhere. And this rune, I'm going to copy it real quick, make my job easier in the future. / copy. Okay. You will be able to. You can right click this with any piece of runic armor, and it will add a armor toughness to it.
Ta-da.
You can stack this up to 5.
What does armor toughness do?
For every 2 points, or for every 4 points of armor toughness, you gain 1 armor ranking. Just
so-
because you are not initiated, you won't be able to activate it. Let me initiate you real quick. And right click the fire.
Ta-da.
Paste that back. And now you can activate it too if you'd like.
And
there
it
you go.
automatically puts the item on your body if that spot is open. In
Correct.
case you're wondering where it went.
Cool.
Yep. And you can
since
do
I
this
did
up
it
to
in
5
creative, it
times
looks like
per
it
armor piece.
duplicated it.
So if you do it on the same piece over and over again, you'll eventually get up to 5.
Oh,
It's a race. Who can get it first?
I can, because I'm
Oh, is it?
closest to the server.
Hold on. I can do something here.
So what happens when you try to do it the 6th time? Does it give you a message saying bugger off?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
/
I would like to see that.
paste.
I have 5 on plus 5 toughness.
oh.
Your armor is as tough as it can be. Okay.
Yep.
That's how it works, you know. I don't like that right click puts it back on my body though, because it's annoying when I
Here, if you're gonna do it on your boots, here. Just grab another chainmail boots out of the chest here and put those on, and then
good
you
idea.
won't have to worry
Yeah,
about that.
It won't have anywhere to go.
I mean, like, I got you guys set up now. No, I apparently went forward on this one. That's fine. But yeah, it'll say, hey, you can't do this anymore. Making your job. But for every 4 points of armor toughness, you will gain basically kind of 1 armor point. Given that you can have 4, I think it's 4, or 20 in total, that'll equate
it's
to,
5.
that'll equate to, you know, however much it is. You'll gain it basically
Let me
4
copy
extra
one,
armor.
and then we can have 2 people to paste it.
So does the little armor bar at the bottom update to reflect the change?
It does not.
Anyway, I threw
I
the
didn't
armor
think it
into
was.
threw the armor into lava and it gave me energy.
Correct. You'll gain runic energy by throwing items and such into lava.
Ooh. So, is there any runic tools?
There are. We're gonna be getting to those here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a small hole. It's a small hole. Only a small one.
slash.
It's only little, but it's full of lava.
Well, baked beans.
Listen, it's not my fault.
Yeah,
These are a bit. These are very wonky donkey. Like goes whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah. Boop. Boop. Boop.
It's way too cold in the UK. It's like -6 where I am. Way too cold.
I don't even know what the weather
It's
is outside
minus
my house.
30. It's minus 30 here in Winnipeg. I don't want to hear about it.
Oh god, I'd die. I would not survive that.
It's been minus 30 for a fucking week.
It's 21 degrees Fahrenheit here.
For the follow, HSHL.
Have a good night,
this is-
Shane.
This is the coldest it's been in like 10 years in the UK.
Hard done by.
-6. Well, actually, no, I think, yeah, -6.
Herschel, that was what I was going to guess. It doesn't protect me from the fire.
No. it's not fire resistance.
Can you add traditional?
Yes, you can add traditional effects to this. Not a problem.
I'm guessing Netherite
Nicky.
would be the one that would be fire resistance if it ever was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. You can throw netherite tools into lava and they float. They don't melt.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why I upgraded all my tools while I was looking for netherite. I'm not losing these.
So let's see here. Redstone here. Because now
That's
we're done
Herschel
there.
tonight.
So this is cold feet. It can only be placed on the boots of your runic armor.
Mhm.
So if you want to right click that,
No.
assuming I grabbed blue ice, not packed ice. Whoops. That's the issue.
Your ice is too strong.
The ice is too strong. So
Is that gonna make Frostwalker?
it's kind of like Frostwalker, yeah. Redstone, there we go. Because I boop, 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 and boop, boop, boop. There you go. And lastly here. So this differs from Frostwalker in the fact that iron, if you want to use it.
You can have a pile of water.
I'm going to be making it here very
Jess,
shortly.
there's some food for you while we're screwing around.
Thank you.
We'll also switch it to day.
Did you upgrade your boots there, Wolf?
Not yet. I was making food.
Set
Cold
water.
feet.
So now if you walk across the top here,
It makes a slightly different kind of ice, but effectively Frostwalker.
that's because this is packed ice. It will charge you for
Yeah.
packed ice and such. But basically what this does instead is it is a permanent, instead of Frostwalker, which is this is a
Temporary,
permanent. This is a permanent Frostwalker essentially. And I'll reset the water here. And you'll notice that it's like, I think it's like 3 or 4 blocks or something. Yeah, 3 blocks, which means that you can run pretty well with it on. If you were to go sprinting across it.
And
That
your
soaks up
horses
your
will be
runic.
able to follow you.
Yeah, it sucks up your runic energy pretty quick. So
Fixing that.
yeah, if you want to just toss all that in there, I don't care. Let's see here. Boop. 2.
I've got 36,000 now.
But that's a hell of an easy way to get the packed ice rather than screwing around with making ice or gathering ice and then making it by combining it all.
Correct.
That's way faster.
So
and
slash.
dragging livestock back home.
So here's something.
Yeah, that's why I got the Frostwalker boots.
Here's something for you
Bringing
guys.
livestock home.
If you hold shift, and Iron just found this out, if you hold shift, you will not create any of the ice. So if you can hit space and go into the water, and then if you go move up 1 block, you'll create that, which is great. Let me set this to water again. Oop.
Trying to get the hell out of it.
Yeah. So if you have that plus Depth Strider, if I can find Depth Strider real quick.
I forgot. I was going to eat so I would heal.
See, there. This is another difference between us and normal Frostwalker, is that you can actually have, if somebody wants to toss me their boots. Sure. Boop, boop, oops. And Depth Strider 3. So I toss that back to you. Now, if you hold,
this works when you fly near it too.
Yes, because
Frostwalker
it's a
does
slight,
not.
it's like a 3 radius or something. But if you hold shift,
Yeah.
go into the water, and then hit space to go up a bit. Do you have enough energy? That's the next question.
I don't.
So set water. Let me come over here. I'll give you a bit of energy. Just a small amount.
Is your head still under the box?
I was just about to remove it.
Remove his head.
Dirty trick. Here, come over here. Fill this box full of goodies.
There you go. Oh, go ahead and try to open it again. There you go.
Yay.
So / set water. So now if you stand on that layer and you move, you are very, very quick with that Depth Strider 3. What's that?
So that's cool.
Yeah. And so we actually stack with Depth Strider as a result. Cold, in fact, yes. So if you guys want to remove it real quick or not, or take them off, either way, just take them off for now, because that'll just help out with the next item of presentation here. / that water. Which is Diver's Helmet. So need to create a small little cage here. Water, glass, and tier block. So tier block, wrong spot.
Is there a height limit?
By default, there is a height limit to Minecraft.
No, I mean levitation effect. Because I'm like all the way up in the air and.
Oh no,
still
there's no limit.
And you can fall from there as far as you want. As long as you're within that radius and you see the purple sparkles, you'll be fine.
Correct. So this is Diver's Helmet. If you right click, you can only use it on your helmet. A Runic armor helmet. There you go. Let me remake it real quick.
I was going to say, did you copy it?
I did not, but it's also a super easy rune, so there you go. Now you can activate it.
Your helmet will now sustain your air supply using your runic energy. Oh, well that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like respiration, but it lasts as long as you're runic, so that's
So go ahead and
gonna
activate
last
it,
you a lot
Wolf.
longer.
That's for me.
So if you go underneath here, your air bar will go down, but as soon as it hits 0, it'll shoot back up. If you have the runic energy for it. And you're wearing the helmet. I don't know if you're wearing the helmet.
909767. 909767. Alright, let's see what it drops down to.
Here, I'll toss another beacon in there for you.
909 767. Okay, so it costs about 1,500. That's
Yeah.
really not bad.
No. And as long as you have that much energy, you'll last underwater for ages.
Yeah, I typically maintain a balance of close to 1.5 million or 2 million. So.
Herschel, so it warmed up a bit then. Yep, call me Herschel. Mickey, why are you yellow now? I thought you were brown. Is this why I knew when I was mission? Yeah, diver's helmet would help with working underwater, but there's a rune coming up that might be a little bit nicer if you wanted a tunnel.
Well, yeah, there's no point. Yeah, like I said, there's no point with the attrition you get mine underwater.
Yeah, you'll need like Aqua Affinity is a pretty good one for that. But I mean, we stack with all the stuff, so it's nice. Redstone torch, and I need a flint and steel. So redstone, 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 and I'll have to make a copy of this before anybody activates it. So this one is Dragonheart. It can be activated on any piece of runic armor.
A new pulse stands beside yours while this armor is equipped.
Yes.
Oh, I see. It increases your life total.
However, you can activate it up to 5 times on each piece of runic armor.
Okay. Boop. Boop. Boop.
What armor can you use it on?
Any runic armor.
Your armor is already flooded with Dragonheart.
You'll need to go up and right-click the fire.
Oh, I did.
So it gives you 2.5 extra hearts of health per piece of armor that you max out.
Up to an extra 10 hearts, basically.
Yeah.
So, aka a secondary life bar. I'm clicking this as fast as you guys are activating it, so.
Two full health bars. Jeez. You gotta eat for that second health bar though. It depletes your food.
And there is a slight thing is that if you log off and log back in, you won't be able to use the it'll give you your armor last. Minecraft does. So when you log in, you end up having to
eat that first bar.
Eat that first bar every time that you log in.
Yeah, you gotta replenish the bonus from your health like most mods, but I've seen it do this.
See, and we thought about going ahead and giving you like saturation when you log back in if you have the armor equipped and whatnot, but then we're like, okay, but what if you're in combat?
I think it's fine to do it this way because then every time you log in, you gotta consciously earn it, otherwise it's not there.
Yeah. Because if we gave you saturation because you had it and all that sort of stuff, if you were in combat, it'd just be, well, we're good now. Like I combat log and then boom, I have full health again. Yeah.
Jump in and out.
I need the lava one.
Right.
Ankheg.
You need the Ankheg one?
Yeah. Because my boots are rubbish. I wish I could turn that cold feet off because it's not always gonna be useful. One.
And then diamond block. One of our Patreons actually created this rune pattern, and it's really nice. I like it. Oh, I was gonna
Yeah,
copy
looks
that
cool.
so that way I could paste it.
Oh, you copied it.
No, I just sat down to copy it. So what I can do is I can do this again. And then I can copy it. Hold on. Let me actually copy. Now you're good to go.
Oh.
There you go. There you go. So, yeah, that's Dragonheart. It gives you an extra, basically, health bar. And this is why I said that diamond armor would be super powerful and broken and overpowered, especially with protection 4 and all that. Yeah.
You got to take a bigger picture. Think never right.
Mending.
Yeah, netherite. So that's why we don't allow it on diamond armor anymore. Next up is endurance, which will augment what you guys are doing. Boop, boop. So this one, same cost as your health bar regenerating, 1500 energy per heart that is saved. So what that means, this is basically a damage reduction. Let me copy this before anybody activates it, because you can place it on all of your pieces of armor. Boop, boop. And then / copy. And it is 15% per, so somebody can activate it now. It is 15% per armor, per piece of armor. You're just gonna keep activating it. It won't actually apply multiple effects. It's just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
One per slice of armor.
one per slice of armor. Unlike the others, which stack, this one is. This one does not, in the sense of it doesn't have a increasing, ability. It only increases as you have the armor pieces on. Up to 60% damage reduction. So if one of you guys wants to come over here and
Hit me, daddy.
So-
there you go. There you go.
so if you put on normal chain armor,
Oh, I didn't get hit. Just left me over here.
boop, 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 and boop, there's normal chain armor. If you wear that, tell me how much this hits you for
Do
once you have it on.
do these armor pieces yield more runic energy if you burn them in lava?
Not as of currently.
Okay. In 4.0 will they?
In 4.0, yes. And I see you, Sequin, asking. Okay, so how much damage does this do, Mr. Wolf?
I dodged, so none.
Oh,
Cheater.
3.5 heart.
3.5 hearts. Okay. So go ahead and put on the endurance one.
Okay,
Okay,
hold on. I need to eat a bunch of food. I'm half of
there you go.
health. Oh,
Okay, so ready?
yep. Heart and a half. And
There you go.
Already.
Yeah. That's pretty much the major difference. Me and the other developer, level 80, we actually did a test. And from build limit down to layer 1 with a beacon with resistance 2 on and featherfall and protection 4 on our armor and everything, we survived with like 6 hearts.
Nice.
But it cost us like 2 million energy. So there's that.
Well, that does let me think of like so the PDX Explorers plugin that we also have, where you click a sign and then you go on a quest to find the next thing.
Hmm.
Could definitely make some routes where you have to have some fancy armor to be able to jump off and survive, since you cannot fly or use an elevator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do some cliff diving shit. It's like, all right, I hope you brought Runic with you.
So
It looks like water down there. Nope, that's terracotta.
dick.
Iron, stand still a minute. Stand back against this wall.
Okay.
I know. Stand on that block.
I'm standing on this block.
Under this block. Under here. Stand here.
Oh. Oh, you're talking to them.
Yeah, talking about NIronwolf.
No damage, some energy went away though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No
See, you probably went down like half a heart.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it'll block that damage. It'll block pretty much anything. And your energy will go down for 1,500 per heart that you that is saved, which can get expensive. That's the major issue.
Yeah, getting fireballed or set on fire or something, and in the Nether, it'd just be like tick, 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 while your energy's going away.
Yep. So this one is Torchbearer. I can't remember if you can place it on anything or if it requires your pants. Any. So if you right click this.
Torchbearer.
Is it?
That one looks pretty easy to do.
Doesn't appear to be working on pants.
Because I'm
Holding the
dumb
piece.
and I made this rune wrong.
Does this one require orientation?
It does not, because we have we
It's in
have
their
two
class.
different versions. Yeah. So now it'll work. There you go.
You'll know. Spread the light of civilization wherever you go. Oh God! Everywhere I go, it's gonna puke up torches.
Yes. There
I
you
like
go.
that.
That's beautiful.
It specifically checks for light levels below 7 and says, hey, this needs to be lit up. And it will allow you to walk in that area and it will light that up into a radius of, I think, 7.
But isn't that encouraging then torch duping?
Oh, it's taking your energy. So it's
So
not
if you collect
torch
them back
duping at
up
all.
and put them in a box, it just converts it back to energy.
Yeah. It'll convert it back into your energy, but there's you're creating torches, yes, but it's not a duplication. It's you changing like cobblestone into torches.
So it's a bit like Project E then, isn't it? Basically,
A bit.
That's a bit like
A bit.
using transmutation.
Yep. A bit.
Even flying around, it's doing it.
Yeah.
It's quite. It's a bit laggy, and I think it's just because it's trying to find the light level, but it's kind of handling it.
Oh, it's not laggy for me at all. So I think that's your guys. I think that's the texture
Okay.
pack.
Yeah, it's behaving pretty well for me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're not going to have any more problems with shit spawning up here.
Right?
Yay.
There's
Yay.
a torch on top of the chest. Right on that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It doesn't care about physics, so it'll do.
Kind of triggering that. It's kind of triggering that they're not evenly spaced. It's not the grid pack. It's just like.
Well, if you go in a straight line, they'll be evenly spaced off to the sides. Because like, if we go over here, you'll see it better. If you hop down onto the area, a flat piece of land. Now, this does come with a downside, of which it will go through blocks.
Oh shit.
So if there's a cave near you and you're lighting up your caves and that sort of thing, it will it'll light up the caves that you haven't explored yet.
It'll light up on the other side of a thin wall.
As long as it's within the range of the sphere, yeah.
So exploring.
Which could be a good thing if you were trying to make a mob farm.
You guys have started a tree fire down here, by the way.
Yeah, we know.
Yep.
Yeah. But you're going through with the main purpose of it, which is just fly through, grab all the light levels, and go away.
Fly
love that
through,
culture.
turn water into ice, put torches on ice.
Yep. Okay, so next up is Farmer's Chart.
That one's fun.
It is fun. It's going to be getting an upgrade in which you'll be able to do multiple different seeds. So,
So our problem now is every time we go and approach one of your runes, we're gonna destroy it with torches.
I mean, just take off the piece of armor because we're done with armor right now.
All right.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would always be a good thing for you.
So, and then log.
Need hose.
So you'll activate that with a hoe.
Does it have to be facing upwards?
No, I just like to have it facing upward. It could be to the side like that if you prefer, but it makes it easier. So upon doing that, if I place down some dirt here and then you hoe that dirt
In the middle.
it'll place a seed in the farmland automatically for you.
Does it not require irrigation still?
It does. It still requires
okay.
irrigation. It just
So it'll go away, but it's automatically tilling and seeding.
yeah, it's automatically till and seed.
Well, that's slick.
Is it power tool on a hoe that creates a water block?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this one just places down seeds. That's all it does. Keep that hoe. Just FYI. But next up is Smelter, formerly known as Power or Fire Pick. Torch here. So we'll use this torch that's over here, because why not?
Oh, I never went away from the screen.
There we go. And a tier block in the center, which we can just use the oak log. And that one requires you to use it on a pickaxe.
Someone else want to do that one? I have the hoe still.
I'm gonna come off because I don't feel too good.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel ill. Talk to you guys in a bit.
See you later. Have a good night. So, Wolf, if you want to activate it. Awesome. So what this does, I can toss this down here. And if you're in survival and you break it.
Turn cobble into cookstone.
Yep.
And there is stone. Thank you for that, host Jess.
Yeah, thank you for coming out, Jess. So yeah, it will give you stone.
I use
Um,
Give me some
power tool on a.
gold ore.
I use power tool on a silk touch pick for that, so I pretty much don't generate cobblestone anymore.
if you do it with iron ore, it'll give you an iron ingot.
How do I
Sorry, Jess.
duplicate this to throw it out?
Middle mouse click in creative.
That's right.
And then you can toss it. There you go.
There you go.
And we have it set so that way it spawns on your person, so that way you don't accidentally lose anything.
Not giving it to the person
Kind of like
standing
power tool
closer.
does.
Yeah. And
That's
that's pretty much all smelter does is it smelts the mine blocks. Now if you have fortune on there and you mine a piece of lapis, it'll say, hey, you have fortune, we're going to not do smelter. As well as that, if you hold shift and you break the block, it will deactivate the effect.
It suppresses it like so. Okay.
Yep. Pretty nice. Don't forget you're in creative. So, next up is leaf blower. This one is fairly simple.
So who is it that hates floaty trees?
Well, thus. Hover trees are annoying.
And then, where's my log? There's my log. And you'll right click that with an axe. And if we sapling down this thing here, and we go with a bit of bone meal. There we go. And then you hit it with the axe. It'll destroy a section of the leaves.
Yeah, I made one of these, and then I lost the axe. I think I forgot to repair it or something, and it wore out.
Yeah. It's nice. It makes it so that way the leaves go away. Com 4.0 will allow for power tool to be on shears, and you'll be able to collect a large amount of leaves. But that's
Does this
4.0.
one drop the stuff in your inventory, or does it just disappear the leaves?
It just destroys it. Yep.
Okay.
Bone meal. There you go. So, flint and steel.
getting multiple log drops per log I break from my
MCMMO. So
it's 5 logs tall, but I got 8 logs out of it.
There's that. And then this one is light tool. It can be placed on anything. Axe, sword, pickaxe. And what that does is you right click on the ground and it'll place a torch.
Oh, nice.
So
so here's a question.
yes.
If you want to manually run it.
Yeah, if you're manually doing it.
I put Diviner and Oracle on my sword. Will this work with either of those or both of those?
Technically, yes, because Oracle is a left click while this is a right click.
Yeah, one of them's a left click, one of them's a right click, so it all works together. It's not a problem.
Should be fine, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that would be the most useful thing to put on your sword. Just click, there's a torch, click, there's a torch. Ah, there's an enemy stab.
Yep. Okay, so now for the most versatile rune in the entire Runecraft arsenal here. Power tool.
Yeah, power tool's good stuff.
So we'll get the base design here. Redstone torch. So this has many effects. With a pickaxe, you'll be able to do a 3x3x3. So if somebody wants to do that with a pickaxe.
I've got power tool and everything I own practically. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not.
So with that, with power tool on your pickaxe, you're able to break a 3x3x3. So if I place down this, now many don't realize that this can be a 3x3x3. If I go ahead and I do this, if you break the center block here, oh, you were holding shift. There you go. So go ahead and break the center block without holding shift. You know, it destroys a 3x3x2, but you have it on a higher.
Sorry.
You have it on a higher tier. Yep.
Yeah, I'm back to 3.
Okay, so I'll place these back down. I was like 3x3x2. Oh wait, what the? So here's a 3x3x3.
The rest of the thing.
Yeah.
So you want me to do this?
Yes. So it's broken. It's a 3x3x2 here, right?
Yes.
But that's because it checks one block behind the block that you break. So if you break the center block there, not a problem.
Sorry, I broke it as well.
So if you break the center block there, now it's a 3x3x3. And as you kind of demonstrated,
useful, like which is useful when there's hanging things above you. You can kind of go forward a row.
Exactly.
Yeah. Check the thing next to it, and it'll still pick it up.
Exactly. And if you right-click air with it, you'll change the amount of space that it has.
Yeah, my power tool with Silk Touch, I leave on 15, and I just dig massive tunnels with it over, and
Here you go.
no smelting cobblestone.
Wolf. I changed our lake. Oh, I just changed the lake over here to
Okay.
solid stone brick.
Alright. So, if I hover over it in my inventory, it tells me I'm a power tool 3, which means it's going to do
The 3x3x3.
3. And then I start clicking in air. Now I'm at power tool 7. So I'm going to go ahead and shift and take one of these out. And then uncrouched.
Now, the reason why it's going slow here is because you have smelter on your pickaxe.
5, 6.
Yeah, mine just pukes out like 112 blocks or whatever it amounts to. 9 times 15.
So if I do this and you right click that with your pickaxe, and then you select smelter, and then you can do it again.
Select smelter.
Oh, did it not show?
Spell attempted.
Is it broken? Might be broken. Try that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think the thing came up and I probably clicked it away.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why did my inventory open?
So yeah, if you remove smelter, you'll be able to, yeah, it'll be more instant. There you go. Yeah. Up to a maximum of 15 blocks.
Oh no!
You're welcome.
I was just getting them out of my inventory. I have 3 stacks of them.
So 3x3x15 is how much?
Like 122 blocks or something.
135 blocks.
Yeah, 135.
27 cubed?
Yep.
No, times 5.
Yeah, 10 or yeah. So 135 blocks is basically what you're looking at for the maximum amount that it can do. However, it will cost you, I think it's 8 energy per block broken. So
It gets expensive, but you can mine an entire.
Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. You can destroy a mountain in a minute.
you can.
Yeah.
And
You
of
get-
course
you
you'll
get
gain
yourself
stuff for
down to
energy and
diamond
such.
level.
Yeah.
And, actually, let's do that. Okay, I'm stuck inside.
Yeah, he's reckless like that.
You can fly up now.
I'm gonna put some other blocks in here.
Actually, let's just do this. Set 1, comma, diamond, or, comma, gravel, comma, diorite. There you go.
So now it'll do a pick and choose.
So
There you
if we start on a stone block, it's going to take all of the stone and the diorite because it's a stone group.
Yep.
It just Swiss cheesed the diamond out of there when I clicked on the diamond.
And then we'll place a piece of gravel here.
Also,
You can do it on the gravel, and it'll have no issues.
Even though it's a pickaxe?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't affect the durability the way that normally digging it would?
No, go ahead and try it.
Oh, okay.
it's directional. If I hit the top of this stone brick here, it fired downwards and cut out a 3x3 hole underneath.
Yep.
And then you can go up. So if I wanted, I can stand on this side and take the diamond across the front.
Yep, pretty much.
My inventory is so full of bricks and stone. Out you go. Out you go. Out you go. Out you go.
So yeah, this makes it really nice for you guys to pick and choose what you want to mine with that, and it does keep track of your abilities. So if you have power tool with silk touch, it'll silk touch the blocks.
Yeah, which is exactly how I ended up with all of these by power tooling them.
Yep. So power shovel does the exact same thing, except it only works on sand, dirt, and gravel. It won't work even if you break it normally. Even if you break it with the shovel, it won't activate. Like if you break a piece of cobblestone with it, it won't activate the power pick effect, which is like it'll break all the cobblestone. It'll just break that one block because it's not part of the
Can you plop down
effect.
some more gravel for a second?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I didn't check to see if using the pick to dig this affected my MCMMO level. Yeah, using the pick to power tool through that doesn't give you the MCMMO XPs the way that using a shovel does if you power tool the shovel.
Correct.
Okay. And look at all the extra crap that you get with the MCMMO. Bones, gunpowder, XP drops. Who knows?
Yep.
You get a ton of extra crap thanks to MCMMO.
Yeah, it's MCMMO plus Runecraft can be kind of powerful. So next up is power hoe.
Power hoe.
Ho?
2. And if somebody wants to activate this, so you have Farmer's Charm and power hoe on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right click.
Blink. It didn't add the water like it was supposed to.
It should have. There we go. But if you look, it's also placing all of the seeds.
Yeah, it's going through and tilling and seeding everything. It
Yep.
just does wheat seeds right now, but you said something about having
4.0, you'll be able to change the different seeds to like pumpkin seeds or carrot seeds or whatever.
Is that
So
going to be similar selection to how we were just having the thing to the right when we were doing
yeah,
the blaze rods and whatnot?
yeah, or no, it won't be like that.
cool.
It'll be more similar to the power pick, in which you'll be able to right click the air, and it will change which item it is.
Because the list is small enough.
Exactly.
cycle through 5 things. That time it placed the water. Okay.
Yeah.
That time it placed the
Yeah,
water.
it looks like it's not, or it kind of depends on which order it hit.
Yeah.
So that's what it's supposed to do, is place the water with the power tool. I'm not sure why it didn't do it the first time, but it did it most of the other times.
Well, something that you can do. So if I / set this to 2 here. So if I place down a stone brick here, and you right click. Can't remember if this works. No, it doesn't. Not anymore.
What if it was a slab?
I don't remember. I don't think it will.
Because you can do waterlogged slabs now, so maybe it'll create the water in the slabs.
Well, come 4.0, we will do that. But I don't think it.
Waterlogged stuff. That's an easy way to make farms you can walk through. Is just having a slab and you put water underneath.
Yeah. So I don't think it does. You can right click it and try. Yeah.
Nope. Apparently not.
But come 4.0, we can definitely add that as a feature. Now, something to keep in mind is that if you cycle off of the hoe, it will stop placing the seeds. And then if you cycle back, it will place them if it hasn't completed the process already.
Nope, it's not continuing now.
Yeah, because it completed the process. But try so / set.
If you do it mid, you'll have a missing section as it.
I'll do it earlier in, like I'll do that. I'll cycle off of it and then cycle it back, and they'll wash all the seeds away as they're planted.
Yeah.
Oops.
There we go.
Yeah, it started. I right clicked and then I cycled off, made sure it paused, cycled back on, and it started plopping seeds again. So that's cool. Okay.
Yep. So if you're really good and you have that kind of mind, you could do it so that way it goes the first row seeds, then it stops for a moment, then the second row you can do your whatever,
Yeah, striping.
Yeah, you could do your striping.
In 4.0, when you're able to click and make the seed type change,
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that in the air? Are you planning to have it check each time? So you could click in the air and
it'll check it each time. Yep.
Nice.
That's our plan, so that way you can have multiple.
Wheat, carrot, potato. Wheat, carrot, potato.
Plus melon, pumpkin, and such.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to probably change the pattern so that way it's like wheat, carrot, potato, beets, and then there will be a upgraded version which will do pumpkins, melons, whatever else, seeds.
I think that's it.
too.
Maybe sugar cane.
Pumpkin melon. Yeah. And then you'll be able to cycle through like all 8 or specific ones depending.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the plan. So if I do this.
How about include a chest in the rune, and you can program it with the seeds you want in the order that you want?
Possibly.
Just drop one of each seed in the chest. I don't know if that's.
It'd be much more difficult. We'd have to, because it's lore based, we'd be basically checking the lore, and we'd have to write specific lore for each different type of programmable feature.
Okay.
Next up is Power X, by the way, if you guys want to activate this with an X.
I've got a power axe. Why don't you do it, Wolf?
Okay. Cat is just like laying more and more and more onto my keyboard, and I'm just like, you need to stop here.
No.
So, bone meal this. There you go. So now if you, right, or if you break the block here, break the bottom block, it'll break all the blocks up to the top. However, it does go diagonal.
So it leaves 6.
Yeah, it's somewhat a little bit strange. But if we go ahead and show this a little bit better here, because it works like this. Let's just... And then... set oak under cursor log. There we go. And now you can break that. And you'll see it eats that, and then it'll go continuing up.
Yep.
Placing all the logs on the player. And you can kind of see how it went diagonal. And that's because it's checking for different neighbors. So you broke this block and it checks the top block of that. And then it checks the neighbors of that block.
Right.
And then that, then those ones
from
check the
each of
neighbors.
those.
And then check the neighbors and check the neighbors. So if I...
It's pretty rare that it misses a branch on a complicated tree, but
yeah.
it can happen.
So if I do this...
So we got a branch sticking off the opposite corner.
Oops. Actually, I was going to just set that as an oak log as well. You'll see more what I mean. So go ahead and break that bottom block down there. And you'll see,
Does it?
have a limit,
Yeah, does it?
80 blocks.
Okay.
It's got to be more than... Oh, you mean 80 linearly, not 80 cumulative. Okay. I was going to say, it's got to be more than 80 blocks already.
Or is it 80? I think it might be 500, actually.
Yeah,
600. Here it is. Here it
100.
is. Power X will harvest up to 600 blocks of the tree.
Yeah, there's 130 logs that he left behind. I don't know how many he picked up. But...
Yeah. So, and I can just do set log here. And we'll create a little branch here. Oh. MCMMO is just not liking this tree.
MCMMO is just ripping
my wood
logs.
cutting's going nuts though.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I
There's
just
just
got 10 levels of wood cutting.
Okay,
There's
there we
like
go.
Stacks of lumber. Oh my god.
I tried to do the power or the tree feller ability in MCMMO.
Tree feller plus power axe. It's just, yeah.
Awesome, I love it.
So I created,
Axe durability 0 of 250. I don't know how
Harold?
that happens.
All of those blocks counted towards your axe's durability.
yeah.
I'll do this one. My axe has like 2,000 durability.
Well, and you're just using Runecraft, not MCMMO.
I am not using tree feller, correct?
Yeah, that's the difference between them and us, is that we didn't charge you for that, but that's because we charge you energy, right? We don't charge
energy
you.
instead of durability.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there goes that branch almost.
Yep. Now,
It
either
got
it hit the
pretty close.
600 or it couldn't reach that next section
1,
up
2,
here.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It easily hit 600. I've got like 800
Yeah.
logs in my inventory.
Yeah, there you go then. It hit the
I wish
600 wood.
I wish I was exaggerating, but there's literally 11 and a half stacks I just put in a box.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Power Tool. It's very nice. Now, Aroha, if you are still here, I said that there was a rune later on that would have helped you more with your tunnel that you were talking about.
Line.
And that is containment.
New things. Make
Yep, she's still
dangerous
here.
terrain safe.
Yay.
Oh my god, this would have made the bottom of my tower so much easier to deal with.
Oops.
I didn't know about this one.
So you can place it on a pickaxe. It's probably your best bet here.
Okay, let me grab a pickaxe. Or do you have one? Yeah, I grab one. I got it.
Can you have it along with Power Tool?
You could. I recommend not as of currently because it gets glitchy. So I'm going to do this here.
Make dangerous the terrain.
Exactly. So because there are several different forms of this. Boop, boop.
What can I help you build?
So I need 5 paths.
Little chambers for water and magma to be trapped in.
Oh, not just water and magma.
Liquid end? Oh no.
Sand and gravel.
Sand and gravel as well.
Huh?
So we need this one layer up. Maybe 2. Okay, so we're going to do this to over here.
Oh wait, did you want gravel above this one? Like to keep it from falling in? Or? Oh, you're filling it with lava. Never mind, I'll get out of the way.
Yeah, we'll come stand out here and not know what's in there.
Goodbye.
Maybe don't do that while I'm standing in there. Boop. And boop. And then finally, boop to boop. And do that to that and say,
Wolf, Araha has requested that you die several more times to bring that number up.
Hmm.
of course. So,
Okay, do you want me to dig through?
you can dig through
or
either
parallel?
way that you want.
Okay, let's make this rainbow shine. Ah, so it just throws a glass block there immediately.
Yep.
Oh my god. And it's putting glass above to keep the sand from falling on my head. Sand blocks not falling on my head.
And I did need it up one more. as it turns out. So let me, oops, change this
The
real quick.
effect is still nice and visible, but where it's like sand above you, no, we're gonna turn that to black. It's good.
Yeah. So let me, boop, boop, boop.
So did you copy it?
I did. But I need to repaste it here.
Just watch him sink into the lava.
Then I do,
Oh no.
oops. You to you. Set water. Set gravel. So there you go. And yeah, as you can see, it makes your life a whole lot easier. Because now you won't
just
have
dig-
sand falling and all that.
Yeah, you can just dig recklessly and shit is kept out of the way.
Yep.
Sand, no problem. Lava, no danger. Water, no drowning.
Now, if I set this,
Get out before he sets things.
because this is an important distinction here. Okay, so / set lava. So now you're in a lava lake. So go ahead and mine through. Now, if you're too fast, it will cause it to not. Exactly. So you do want to be a bit slow. But you'll notice that it puts glass on all sides in which there is lava, right?
Yeah, no matter which way you dig, it's trying to protect you.
Now, if I / less. So if you guys come on out before I change it back.
As soon as I hear the word if, I'm gone.
/ let's set sand. So now if you mine through, you'll notice that it doesn't change the sand to the sides. It only changes above you.
Yeah, because the sand to the side isn't going to fall on you and suffocate you. It's just going to get in the way.
Exactly. And you, this does only work on a pickaxe. So,
Okay.
yeah, but there's this availability to you.
All right, so Araha needs one of these and to keep her energy maxed out.
And then the boots of infinite torch placement.
Pretty much. And same thing with water, which makes it easy for, underwater tunnels. Yeah. Life be easy with this. So yeah, that's containment. Containment's great. I love containment.
That's beautiful.
So what'd you think, Aroha? Do you need that?
She says Wolf needs to figure out what's wrong with her Minecraft first.
That's fair.
Uninstall, re-download from scratch.
So next up is Bow of Light.
That one's good.
Is this the one that you fire arrows and it drops torches where they land?
Correct.
Yeah, I saw somebody using that. I was like really confused. What the hell just happened? You
So-
shooting flaming arrows?
So if you go ahead and put that on the bow.
Weapon.
And then the other person will get a different one.
Okay.
So pick which one you guys want.
You go ahead with this one. I'll grab a bow for the next one.
Okay. This next one's ready for you.
Okay. Torch in midair because you shot me. I love it.
So, bow.
Can you shoot the torches? Can you shoot the torches and attach torches to the torches?
Unfortunately,
No, they're going through 'em.
they go through them.
Okay.
So here's the other bow.
Bow of red light. Oh, red torches.
So if you shoot shoot it.
Shit. I forgot to grab arrows. One sec.
If you're in creative, you'll just get them.
Yeah. If
Oh,
you're in
okay.
creative, it doesn't matter. Mini games, anybody?
Can't stick torches on the tree.
No, but you can fire at that spot and it'll place it on the. But yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to stick them to the side of the tree and it wouldn't.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
what kind of
Useful for
things would
archery
you
games
do
and
with
competitions. What's that?
What kind of things would you want to have redstone torches for?
Well, you build an arena where the floor is entirely made of pistons.
So then
Let's just go.
I go like this,
That's just got me thinking. Let's.
and I do that. I believe this works. So if I do that, yeah, that'll work.
Oh yeah.
You want to aim at the block below it. There you go. And then you can have that do whatever you want.
Yeah, like I just shot one redstone torch here, and it moved several of these pistons. So you could get into all sorts of mischief.
Yep.
Building massive
Squishers.
stuff out of. Well, just build a massive mess of pistons and sticky pistons, and have some solid blocks mixed in there, and people can shoot bows with redstone torches and do all sorts of weird stuff.
Yep.
Or even you could do competitive and have just all of like the target that he just built, and give one person a torch bow and one person a redstone torch bow, and then you can total up
Who's got what? Yeah.
who's got more.
Yeah, how many accurate shots you managed in a time frame?
Well, and it's competitive because one will block the other.
Yeah. So next up is Bow of Translocation.
Jimmy was using that one and died in the end. we learned about the fun of that one.
See, I like using this one in the end, but you have to be very careful not to hit the side of a block.
I think that's how he died in the end. Was he hit the side of a block with it and just plummeted.
But like, it's basically an ender pearl, but you have like much bigger range, and using it in the end, yeah. I'm in creative, so it won't activate. But if you hit somebody or an animal in survival, you'll swap places with them.
Swap places with them?
Yeah, here. Well,
Or you
land
just
on the ground
kill them.
first. Land on the ground first,
Wait,
and then you
but
can.
I need to be in survival.
No, you can. You don't have to be in survival. Just the creature that you're hitting.
Okay, good, because I didn't bring arrows with me from creative.
Yeah. See.
The animal still takes damage though.
Yep.
I just killed him with a redstone torch.
It's great.
Nice.
But I love it in the end because it is a long distance. So where are you? There you are. So Iron, you could go literally like super far distance that way, just because like based on the arrow shot.
Bye.
And he's like all the way down here from all the way up there. Yeah. It's great. You'll never find him. So next up is Hellmaw, which I know some people have issues with, but we're changing it.
Mushy was having fun with that one.
We are changing it in 4.0 to make it less. Less
insane.
Yeah, it's less destructive.
I mean, it puts back all the stuff that it destroys eventually, but it's still crazy shit.
So you can go ahead and fire it wherever you want. And what it'll do is it'll shoot down some lightning and create a massive hole all the way down to bedrock.
Look at what
pass.
Look at what it does down there.
Yeah. And after about, I think it's like 20 seconds or so, it'll
definitely caught a lot of shit on fire down there.
Yeah. Or maybe it's 30 seconds. One of the two. And then it'll start to refill itself back up. Yes, if you spam them around.
You're old! Oh my god. So much fire.
Now, come 4.0, we are making this less destructive to players, in which it will actually send you to the nether rather than just kill you in the void. So, that'll be nice. Now, just because you have the Hell's Maw bow will also activate multi-shot.
Oh no. You moved. Okay, now I'm down here.
I do recommend disabling Hell's Maw if needed. But, digital. Oh. If one of you guys wants to activate this down here. With a bow.
I feel like I should get a fresh one.
Oh, you can use it with your Hell's Maw.
I never got a Hell's Maw. I've got light and translocation.
I'll
never see what it is that I did if I keep it on the translocation.
Oh, it'll be great with your translocation.
It won't activate on the Hell. It's not activating on the Hell Maw. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you're kind of just lagging around for me.
Yeah, apparently it did activate, and then it was trying to activate multiple arrows right away. I didn't think it worked, so I clicked again.
Oh, I just got DC'd.
Well, that's not good.
Oh.
So on a scale of one to very bad for the server, we have this.
Yeah.
Is that an internet thing, or is it a server?
That's the question, isn't it? Oh, digital just left.
I feel like it's probably this bow is taxing the shit out of the server.
But I'm still here. So
I don't know.
Yeah, not for long.
Trying to figure out if I don't seem to be dropping a bunch of frames.
that bow with
You're
multi-shot.
back.
So bad for the server.
No, server's still at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staying at 20.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't like the updates on the client side. Maybe.
Maybe I'm at 1 bar for my service, so I don't know. But only to the server. So I don't know.
I'm not dropping a lot of network frames. I don't know.
Do we have to send DT to the naughty corner? Always send him to the naughty corner.
Hellmaw bow with multi-shot going in the fire.
Yeah.
We're gonna get rid of that on stream. Regular multi-shot, way less
Right.
destructive.
Right.
Am I missing something with activating this?
Yeah, your redstone's in the wrong place. This one needs to go away, and there needs to be one in between these blocks.
Oh, wrong.
There you go.
Yeah.
More. Wait, and I did that with a tier 5?
Yep.
Extra arrows based on...
It does not produce the extra arrows. It's just consistent. It's just consistent 9, I believe it is.
Okay.
So next up is shield.
Mhm.
Fire at me.
There's like a particle effect surrounding you in the air.
Yep. And if I go closer to you, you actually get knocked back.
So it's like a...
Portable
mobile
force field.
version of the-
Now, because this is going to be something interesting. One of you guys go into survival. I'll say digital, you go
Okay.
into survival. And fire at me
I'm
with that
putting on my
bow.
pants. I'm putting on my pants.
Okay.
It costs me runic energy, and I get the arrow in the face. Literally,
Yeah.
it's in my neck. It went in under my chin.
So this will actually deflect projectiles back.
I want my levels back. Jesus.
There you go.
48.
Yeah, it was 48. Jesus.
Yeah, it will reflect them back and deal like a ton of damage with them. But all skeleton arrows will be deflected as well.
That's good.
Any creatures will be deflected away from the thing.
Phone's ringing. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
I can't get to my stuff.
You will never get it back.
Ah,
So yeah, shield is nice in that aspect. Siege bow.
okay. I was like, is he still on create? Oh, he's on a call though.
Yeah. TNT. So tier block, tier block, tier block, tier block. Redstone, 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 and TNT. And if you right click that with your bow, careful. You got multi-shot on it.
I know.
No, it's not doing much up here because this is, stone brick. But if you do it on grass, it's going to cause a little bit more devastation. As you can see here. Digital's like, the fuck? I heard that with my headset on.
Do you have to have TNT in your inventory?
No, you would have to have, because
just
it goes
to
off
make
of
the
runic energy, you don't need that anymore.
Okay.
It used to be that you had to. It required a arrow plus your arrow plus gunpowder. So. Siege bow plus multi-shot. Now this does damage tests, so be careful with the Prometheus armor over here.
It damages what?
It does damage. It damages the environment, so you could damage these chests over here
Oh.
with that. So be careful.
Yeah, like it's
Well, we're
causing
gonna wipe all
collateral
of this
damage.
anyway, aren't we?
Huh?
Yeah, like last time.
Well, we're gonna wipe all of this.
This is fair. So, next up is Dispel, which we saw a bit earlier, in which it will, if you right-click it with something, it will come up with a small screen like this, and it will say, "Hey, what do you want to remove from the item?"
Let me try it on the containment pick.
There you go.
You cannot dispel runes upon yourself, only on tools. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to have the tool on in your hand.
All right.
Sorry, I got
Oh,
rid
good.
of multi-shot, so I can more accurately destroy other runes.
Which
So
I
it gives
can
you an all or a one specific thing option.
correct.
Jesus Christ. Wolf.
Come 4.0, we will return the functionality of it bringing it doing the environment as well. You can, yeah, just destroying everything. Should not have given you this rune.
No, of all people, have you not seen him when we're playing Factorio together? He's like, "Oh hey, I upped the artillery range," and he uses the artillery to map the darkness. I'm like, "Great, so I know what I'm doing for an hour cleaning up this mess."
Let's see here.
What?
What? They're just like going right down to the ground.
One shirt dribbled. What the hell?
Now this one is the best rune in the entire game. Okay. In all of Runecraft, this has got to be this is the best rune.
Wolves just get just blowing it up.
Okay. Now it may look expensive, but the beacons are tier blocks, so you can have those as something different.
Oh, okay.
/ abandon. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. It requires a waterlogged chest.
Neat.
And it requires activation with a egg. There you go.
What is going on?
Squids. Is this so that you can have infinite ink?
No.
Because I would like this for ink production. It makes ink harvesting faster.
Nope. It just shoots squids in the air. That's it. Yes.
Is that on the list?
It's level 80's chest. Become a terrible trickster with trapped trunks today.
Fine.
And if you take a look at his wiki page for it, if you want to pull that up on screen for your stream, it is all the essential effect.
For every rune crafter.
Easily
enticing and early exposure to each ephemeral existence exhibited. That's all the E's.
Effect. Nope, nothing but netting a new nuance or new nuisance to annoy and needle new and not so young nationals. Instructions. Nisi nascent, not quite neonatal chickens that you can needle nevermore.
I want to kill the squids. Why can't I
Try
kill
to
them?
tame this task today to teach the true test of taking the cake. It is.
Does the number of squids change based on using beacons?
Yes, it changes based on tier.
So if you use tier 1, it would just fire like one squid, and people would be like, open the chest. Yeah, hey, what's in here? Why the fuck did a squid just land on me?
Yep. But with this, with tier 7, I believe it's 15. And if level 80 opens it, 80 squids pop out no matter what tier it is.
No matter what.
No matter what. So come 4.0, we actually changed it so that way squids activated by me are invisible with the glowing effect. They have no... It's just the shadow. Yeah. Yeah, I like this rune too. Boop.
Are they hard coded to never drop ink? Like this is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's hard coded to never drop ink.
So there's absolutely no benefit to them whatsoever.
Nope. Okay, there we go. I destroyed the chest. Now it cannot be used. So next up is no.
Stop that.
Next up is permanence. So permanence is rather nice. It does require you to be facing north when you create it. And many people don't realize, but this is actually in the shape of a dragon.
Little chicken wings. Oh, good question. Will the squid live if they're fired up into a water block, or if they land in water
No,
block?
we have it specifically designed that they will despawn after after 3-4 seconers. Specifically for that reason.
Because otherwise, yeah, you could generate 1,000 squid, bugger the server.
Exactly. And in 4.0, we do have it set so that way you can't right-click spam it and cause lag like you guys were just doing.
Yeah, we were just spamming it and generating 1,000 squid.
Yeah. So in 4.0, we do have it changed so that way you will not. It won't. It will have a cooldown timer, and you won't be able to activate it multiple times because we found that if you have it like an auto clicker, and you just you'll just destroy a server.
Yeah, you can trash the server. You can DDoS a server by yourself that way.
Dragon egg 1. So this does require a dragon egg. And upon right clicking with an item that has durability.
So any weapon or object.
Yeah.
Any tool or whatever.
Yep. the dragon egg will stay. That's due to a server thing, but your tool becomes unbreakable, and as such,
Wait, a server thing?
yeah, you could. It's a Runecraft thing, but it's enabled by default, in which the dragon egg will not be consumed.
Okay. So if I set up respawning dragons, I can turn that back off.
Yeah.
which I
Night
can
sequin.
do, but I need
Have a
to
good
figure out
sleep
how to do it.
sequin. Have good mush
Alright.
pitting. Okay, so this thing does not take damage no matter how many blocks you dig up.
Correct. But another thing that many don't know is
So that's what you want to put on your infinity bow that you can't put mending on?
yeah, pretty much. Is this? Can you toss me it real quick? Now I'm going to make a copy of this just to be on the safe side, and I'll toss you the copy of the copy. Is I can toss this in fire, and it teleports
And the
to a safe
fire actually-
location.
Yeah, the fire actually spat it out sideways.
Yep.
So, no, I will not have this.
So you can't destroy it via fire. Well, let's see
Or lava.
about or lava. So it won't be destroyed in the Nether.
And that for us, that's really just accidentally dropping it because all your
Yeah.
stuff will end up in a cenotaph on this server.
Throw it at the cactus, it stays.
I thought so. Maybe it doesn't.
It
Oops.
looked like it went inside.
Yeah, no, it gets deleted. I thought we had it for cactus damage too, but apparently not. But another thing that it can do is if you just leave it on the ground, it will actually not despawn at all.
Nice.
So after 5 minutes or so, and I'll set a timer real quick.
There's been a few times when I've had to make a panicked run back, retracing my steps to figure out where I dropped something.
And we do 5 minutes. It's more like 4 minutes, 30 seconds, but that's fine. And
Isn't the default for a server like 300 seconds?
300 seconds is 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought the
And
default was
play.
300 seconds on a server.
there we go. It is 300 seconds. 300 seconds divided by 60 is 5 minutes.
Yep, just double checking. Because when you said more like 4 minutes, 30 seconds, I was like,
Yeah, because we
He-
dropped it.
he
We
meant-
dropped it like 30 seconds ago.
yeah. I wasn't sure if you meant because we dropped it 30 seconds ago or because that number changed somewhere along the way.
No, it's yeah. So we'll just leave this to do its thing as we continue on.
And for comparison, there's the farmer's tool, which is like a minute after we dropped that thing.
Yep. So next up is, I'd say let's do Genesis, but we'll wait on that. The wards are currently broken as well, so we'll have to wait on them. True Name I kind of showed off earlier, but there is a tier 4 version of this. Tier 4 or higher will actually create a permanent structure. So if we go flint and steel, boop.
Skull.
Aether will not allow me to cheat. Well, now it will because I'm God. So you can go ahead and you can right click the nose here and it will create a head
It did. It created 2 heads, in fact.
because you right clicked it with the skull. So it will create a head. It costs 20 I think it's 23 or 200 energy.
Heads for all. Heads
Yeah.
for everyone.
It won't
So-
allow me to cheat either.
Yeah, you need to go into survival.
Oh.
So if you have if you have somebody else's head, which I just picked up NIronwolf's head, and I hit left click with it in the air, I just left clicked. So if you hit shift or crouch, I teleport to you. But if I right click and you crouch, you teleport to me. And if I go ahead and I left click in the air and then you jump and then you try to crouch, nothing happens. If I left click and so if you're already crouching and I left click, nothing happens. So consent must be given, basically. However, there is another function of this, is that if I have a compass to the right of the, if I have a compass to the right of the head, my compass will actually point to the last location of the of that player.
Like a current position of them is shown by the compass when.
So I'll toss those to you. Grab a compass and place the heads to the right of it.
Tools, compass.
And you
That's
just got to swap between the two.
Yeah, I got a compass. It's got north, east, south, and west on it.
No, yeah, but I didn't.
Okay,
Here.
so right now it's showing me just where spawn is.
Right. So if you cycle between the head and the compass, it'll set it to where he is on the for it. So
Am I using
It's
this
not
one?
doing it.
works for me.
You want the head on the left or right of the compass?
Oh, the head is to the left. Sorry. Head to the left. I'm dumb. There you go.
There we go. Now it's pointing towards him over there.
Also, I just got a debug message canceling permanent item despawn. So 5 minutes have passed and the pickaxe is still there.
And for comparison, the hoe should disappear in about a minute.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you go ahead and have the head to the left of the compass, with the compass being on the right, it will change that. And I'm getting debug messages saying, hey, we're setting the compass, and that's just for me. But for you guys won't get that. You guys are just getting the compass changing.
Right.
To their last known location. So if you change position and I don't update the head, then it's not going to it won't update you. Like it'll show me where your last known location was, which is
The
right here-ish.
what the hoe has despawned over here.
Yep. Hoe despawned.
Yeah.
So diamond pickaxe with permanence, very nice. The only way that we were looking at it being able to be destroyed is if you literally throw it into the void.
Drop it out of the world completely.
Yeah. So another thing with True Name is that if black magic is enabled, which it's not here, I don't believe, is that I can actually right click a rune like a teleporter, and it will teleport you using that teleporter. If I have the head on. So if I'm wearing the head and it has True Name on it, and I right click a rune and black magic is enabled, you'll activate that rune instead of me.
Right.
Now, it does not work with True Name, but it does work with teleporters It works with
Okay.
other things like that. And
Levitation
the
obelisk.
and the head will crumble to dust after it's been used.
Oh, so you only get to use it once.
Yeah. You have to be wearing the head.
That could make an interesting mini game too.
Yeah. Of which black magic is not enabled on the server right now, so it won't do anything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
it's not doing anything.
that's a config change that you'd have to do. So next up, automation designator. So this is where Runecraft becomes very complicated. Or can become very complicated, rather. So, automation designator works with the other runes in the set. So, gold ore is necessary, and stone bricks are your signature blocks. Redstone goes on top, and we activate with a tool, which I'll activate with a golden axe. Then you'll go over to whatever rune you want to automate, which I want to automate the this here. So I will, because that's chest, it won't let me do it, but I can right click this with the automation designator. And then I can break that and place a chest there. What's that?
Square in space is designated.
Correct. So now that chest is now has a designation on it, which we're going to place Czar's head underneath it, maybe.
Okay.
Now it's got to ask him for permission for me to teleport. You can just hit spacebar and you'll deny those. Thank you. And then I can do that. So this is now automated. Now, what does that mean? Well, block sensor is broken, so we're not going to bother with that one. But damage sensor is not, of which I need fence. I need another tool, which I'll go with a golden sword here. And redstone torch. And I need my stone brick here. Okay. So redstone torch, fence. Those.
Phone's ringing again.
Here's our signature blocks. And then activate with the sword. And then we need to choose a block that will allow us to hit this from whatever distance. So with damage sensor, it's based on tier of the block that you click it on. So if we go with a tier 1 block, like for instance cobblestone, that's an 8 block radius for it to activate whatever rune is on the same signature. So that's a new damage sensor. So somebody punch this. You don't have to be, yeah. So it says, hey, Aether Chest activated, right?
Yeah, Aether Chest attempted. This Aether Chest is sending the energy to Zartavian.
Yep. Of which, by the way, you can be in creative and punch it, and it won't destroy it. Now, Zartavian, if you want to punch it. Oh, no, you're in a call. Never mind. But if I toss in... I'll toss in a couple of music discs, and then you punch that block. Well, now he just gained energy. 1,943 to be exact. So it allows for remote activation of runes, right? So this is great if you have, say, for instance, a mob farm that goes into your Aether Chest, or if you want to activate a teleporter that's hidden underground or something, you have those abilities. That's damage sensor is great for manual activation of items.
Right.
Pressure sensor. Let's see here.
Let's pull this guy out. So
Alright,
this is what we just built.
iron blocks.
Now we're doing, or no, sorry, that was block sensor. We made this one. The fences, signature, and that.
And so the gold blocks are the ranged tier, and signature blocks are stone brick. Just for note. This one does not bind to a tool. It is a pad. So
Boop.
if you step on it, it will activate whatever is within range on that signature. This one, I've had plenty of people create TARDISes and activated this with a teleporter, and then they go from this small little box out here to big, huge space.
Right.
So that's a cool thing that I've seen done. But this one, pretty great. You can actually have monsters activate this, or cows or whatnot. Cows, chickens, monsters, animals, testificates, anything. As long as it moves, it can go onto here. Now, this does not include entities like obsidian. Item entities do not count towards this. But if they activate it, if a monster is activated and it's connected to a teleporter, it will teleport them. Same with cows and that sort of stuff. And if, unlike teleporters and waypoints with players, they don't have the safe teleportation, so they will actually drop. They'll hit whatever it is that it places them on, whether it be a cactus, lava, dropping from a high height, etc. So what's really cool about so that's something that's kind of cool about that. And move cow.
So kind of use that for randomness.
A little bit, yeah. Now, I believe that they can't actually activate Aether Chest because it has a whole message thing in the system and such, and I don't think we actually coded it properly for that, but that's fine. But next up is redstone sensor. So I need an iron block. Get rid of the fence. So now here's a fun one. This has a global infinite range. Yeah. Place these there. Now this is what I meant earlier when I said that you could automate this. Where's my comparator? So let's see here. Oh. So this is a full chest now, and I'll remove that magma block so that way you can see that. Maybe. There we go. So now you can see it's a full chest. So 15 blocks is the range for
Redstone.
this, right? So I want this to be a full chest before I activate it. Of which now we place this down here.
All right,
Interesting.
So
Why did? Oh, because the cow's activating it. I'm like, why is this activating? Oh, right, the cow's activating it. I'm like, neither one of us were near it. So I'll place some clay balls in there. So I'll place a redstone repeater here. It activates this, which activates the Aether Chest here. So now I can do a hopper. And I can go, here's my
overflow.
here's my overflow, or here's, you know, stuff that I'm looking at getting rid of from or here's my mob farm stuff, etc., etc. And I just toss the whole thing in. You know, here's all the different items. So I just filled it with pistons, and it will slowly fill up.
Right.
And then it will activate this, which will subsequently activate this.
We should have demoed with buckets or something.
Well, I mean, we can just do this. That'll make it a little bit faster.
Crap.
Keep in mind that, yeah. So I'll fill this up.
Open it.
Good portion there. Oops.
Too many. There you go.
There we go. Then I'll place that there. And you'll see and watch as it goes from, you know, that, and it'll go to the next one, and then eventually it'll hit this, and whoop, it'll activate that and send him energy. So rather nice to have that that ability and power to, you know, you can automate your
Is
everything.
This specific case, one that you would use? I'm not quite sure I understand why you would set up the Aether Chest to wait.
I mean, you don't have to, but what I do is I have it. I have one that's specific to, and there it goes. Just clicked it. One thing that I had on one of my servers was I had an iron farm. I used Tango Tech's, I think, Iron Phoenix or something. Can't remember which one it was. And basically just heaps upon heaps upon heaps of iron, right?
Right.
Well, rather than having my chat spammed with, you know, you now have this much energy, I would have it wait till it did a full chest. And then I also had it activate, I also had it fill up, you know, chests with other people's heads under them. You know, so the entire server was actually getting passive energy from this, because this, having the head underneath here, indicates that it's a player, right? Well, that player can be offline and have this activate.
All right.
So they can gain passive energy offline so long as somebody is loading those chunks.
Right.
And that's you know, this is how Runecraft can kind of get complicated, because you have access to, well, now I can do everything. I've had people who, you know, they punch a block, it activates a redstone torch, which then activates several redstone sensors that then toggle blocks to make an animation.
Mhm.
Like I've seen that. I've seen, this being global. I've seen people use this to activate FTP, faith transfer portals, allowing them to call their faith island from anywhere in the world back to their home base if they got separated from it.
Right.
So you have those options available to you because now that you have the ability to automate. I can punch a damage sensor and have it teleport me to wherever, and the teleporter's hidden. And I only, like, if this is walled off here, only I know that it's, this block that allows me to teleport to my secret base.
Right.
Things can get very complicated very quickly.
Yeah. Talk about a hidden entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna come over here and right here behind this skeleton, we punch this one.
So next up is admin pick.
Yeah, I had somebody trying to make that one, and I'm like, I don't think you can make that one.
You can.
Can anyone?
I can now destroy bedrock.
Yeah, but you're special, right?
I mean, if you want to de-op me and have me try it, I could. Here, I'll even de-op Broken Shadows. So I need that one there. Well, hey, look at that. I can't activate it. Reason being is because we actually made it so that way only operators can activate admin pick, because it became people deleting bedrock caused a lot of issues.
Right.
So,
And does that just make it so that an admin can be able to delete bedrock without having to go into creative?
either that, or you could hand it to somebody. If you hand that to me, now I can't activate this rune and create this, pickaxe, but I can. Oh, I guess I can't even do this. Never mind. But yeah, I might change that in 4.0, but basically it'd give you the ability to give a player a kind of reward or something.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have access to the day command anymore because I de-out myself. So next up is the Altar of Judgment. Boop, 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 boop. This one requires it to face west.
Okay.
I know it's different than the north that we have been going for, but that's because west was the old north.
This code wasn't really touched to change it.
Oh no, it was touched to specifically make it west, and we wanted to keep it that way.
Okay.
Kind of an old throwback, So you have this here, and if you right-click the lava, you'll gain a message that says, "Hey, Altar of Judgment, attempted."
Mm-hmm.
And a little message that says,
of a rune and person on a sign.
Yep.
Place the sign above the lava. If your judgments involve a material, you should place such a material on one of the golden tool's arms.
Yes. So sign here. I do this. And NIronwolf. You cannot use Runecraft anymore.
My admin pick, it won't let me do it. It says it refuses to listen to me.
And if I place down this here, I can activate Compass. But you cannot.
It won't listen.
And that's because I made it so that way you can't use Runecraft anymore. You never can ever again. Unless somebody puts your name on the sign here that says NIronwolf. And now your name was removed from the Altar of Judgment. So there's that. Now, that does mean I can do this though. NIronwolf. And then on the second line, I'll type Compass. So now I do this. You can't activate Compass, but you can delete the bedrock here with your admin pick.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Broken forever. Yes. So you can disable people from specific runes. And Iron Wolf.
Can you uninitiate someone?
You cannot uninitiate somebody. The uninitiation on this one is literally typing in their name. So that way they can't, do it anymore. 4.0, there is going to be conclusion, which is going to be the opposite to initiation. But that's 4.0. It's not 3.x. So let's see here. Zartavian. Let's see here. Zartavian.
Don't you fuck my shit up. Don't you fuck
Power
my shit
tool.
up. Don't you fuck my shit up.
Who said that we're gonna do that?
It just means that when this comes over here and finally gets to this last thing and activates the chest, you're not gonna get a thing.
Right? So yeah.
Is it? Will it still work even though that magma block is gone?
There we go. So this will still activate because it's the redstone sensor activating it. It's not.
Won't send it to him.
No, it'll still send it to him.
Oh.
This will still send it to him and everything. He can gain runic energy. He just can't use that
Okay.
runic energy. I mean, don't worry, Digital. We just disabled you from using Runecraft. It's okay.
Fix it, 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 fix it.
I don't know. I don't hear a please in there.
There is no please. Fix it now. I need my crack.
Zartavian.
After having Power Tool for what, a year and change now, I'm not going back to digging shit by hand ever.
If you go listen to Iron's stream, you can hear that he's occasionally talking, but he's not back in his stream yet.
Yeah, I'm still working in my stream, but I can at least chime in what I'm listening in on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Runecraft there for you, because everything else is either broken or whatnot. So yeah, that's all of Runecraft. You have gone through everything except Genesis, because I nearly forgot about that.
I was like, no. There's the super giant one.
Or did we do Genesis last time?
You
No.
showed me Genesis, yes.
I showed you Genesis.
We didn't do it
But
in
not-
stream,
Yeah.
so I would definitely be interested in learning that one.
Okay.
Two seconds here. I'm just about done with the work thing.
Tell them to go away.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I did. I'm like, I don't have any answers for you. Go away. Sure. I'll get in touch with dispatch, but no guarantee they're gonna know anything.
You an EMT? Or what are you exactly?
No, I work with
Police?
I work with medical robots in hospitals all over the world, and
Okay.
so I end up having to talk to dispatch to find out what's being done with the techs we've sent to fix medical robots, because the techs often are too lazy to bother putting the information in the ticket because nobody really forces them to do it. So why should they?
Okay. The reason why I ask is because level 80 is actually firefighter with EMT training, with EMT training background.
Yeah, I work doing remote triage on medical robots, so
Okay.
similar-ish. But the dispatch I talk about is dealing with people who are lazy, incompetent, or don't like doing their job, as opposed to the type of dispatch he works with, which tends to work with people who are enthusiastic and actually do the job because they care.
No, not from what he tells me.
Well, what society would like us to believe of firefighters and EMTs?
Yeah.
I have no experience. I have no experience to prove otherwise. So
yeah, there have been
choose
many
to
times.
believe.
There have been many times where he's like, this guy was a dumbass and didn't do anything that was supposed to be done. And I'm just like, fair.
I can't stand that. Like, if you're gonna do the job, do all parts of it. If you can't be bothered to do the parts of it that you don't like, find a new job.
I remember this one time he told me about there was an issue he had with one of his coworkers that actually ended up with him punching his coworker in the face because
Reasonable.
the coworker was just screwing up that bad, and it's just nope.
I'll go to the opposite corner and help.
Okay, so this is directional, so you will need to face north for this.
Even though it's all symmetrical, you have to face north when you try to activate it.
No,
No, there's a bit here that's
there's a bit here that's non-symmetrical. Like for instance, this TNT.
Okay, we're getting there.
Yep. Glowstone.
TNT surrounded by redstone.
Wolf, go stand over there.
Hold on, I got you. I
You're
got
the
you.
one that has the redstone bow.
There you go.
No, I got rid of it.
There you go. See, we're good.
Nice. All right, so redstone block signature.
Yep.
Like it.
Beacon. And let's see here. We'll go with netherrack. So this can this one can be either clay, netherrack, or endstone, and it will determine biome.
Type of world.
Yeah,
Starts
type of
out
world.
as.
Yeah.
That's a block of quartz, not smooth quartz.
Yeah.
Dragon egg in this bottom corner, and obsidian up top here, and then I need a flint and steel, and a water source block.
So slime ball. Got it.
And so I activate this.
There goes the TNT.
Ooh.
go.
Yeah, it like sucks up all the iron blocks and
Okay, so I just teleported back to you so that way I could do this. It'll suck up all the iron blocks and the beacon. And you guys can see that there. And so if we create a teleporter with redstone blocks as its signature. See, I haven't done this since the 1.17 update. Or 1.16 update with the nether and everything. So I found something very interesting with the nether here. But if you teleport now,
there's no anything.
there's nothing here that is on purpose. That's not a bug because of the thing. But I didn't know that it would switch between the biomes. I thought it was just gonna be the nether waste biome, and that's kind of cool. But anyway,
I'm all
As-
blue.
Yeah, as you fly around, it goes from white and blue to like deep red.
yeah. I think because of your texture pack, you're having issues there. I don't know.
It's got to be because I turned the shader back on.
Possible.
So there's a single piece of bedrock way down here.
Yep, there's a single piece of bedrock down there and a piece of bedrock up here. Otherwise, you have the beacon base and the beacon. Now, as a operator, any operators can break
shader.
this block here, or break any piece of this beacon here, and it will actually destroy the world. The player that created the world can do this as well. However, players who are not ops and not the person that did this cannot do so. So
I'm not
See
op.
You're
I see
not
the bedrock
correct.
underneath. Where was the other?
at the very
Straight down
bottom.
and the very underside of the pyramid and very bottom of the world.
Oh, okay. Way down.
Okay, so I'm not op, correct, Wolf?
I don't remember. I don't know
According to this, there's only two ops, and
it's
it's me and Wolf.
When I try and pick up a block, it does like it's in a protected area, like protected spawn. It just pops it right
Correct.
back there.
As well as that, creeper explosions will not work.
Oh, good.
Nice.
So if I place down a creeper here, and
Ha! It shoved me away.
yeah, it also broke your boots.
Oh, well, they were gold boots and probably had 2 hits left on them, so that's fine.
So
I
yeah,
was wondering what I heard break.
It's like I
creepers
saw a
will
little
not break this
Gold
either.
nugget or something.
I'll just switch over to the tutorial armor, so then
There you go.
everything else is...
So yeah, yes.
Probably the first thing you want to build out here is a levitation obelisk.
Probably. Come 4.0, we're gonna make it so that the player that created this place has unlimited flight.
Oh,
He'll have to create a levitation obelisk for everybody else, but he would have unlimited flight.
so that you can start building as whatever fancy.
Exactly. As well as that in 4.0. So this right now is infinite. Like you can go out in every direction, infinite, like 3 billion by 3 billion.
Yeah.
Well, in 4.0,
the 300,000 or whatever until
Yeah.
the world limit hits
Exactly.
Minecraft.
However, in 4.0, we're limiting this down to a 10 by 10 chunks. So 100 chunk area, 1,600 blocks.
1,600 by 1,600 is plenty.
Yeah.
Is it going to spawn creatures that are native to the dimension that you emulate?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're in the end, it'll spawn Enderman. If you're in the Nether, it's gonna spawn Nether mobs.
Netherman.
Nethermen. But if I break this at all, or if Wolf breaks this at all, this dimension will collapse. Now, what does that mean? It means that anything that you build here will be lost forever.
How
It will-
long do we have to get out of here before it kills
60
us?
seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 60 seconds unless you place the block back. So if you're mining around and you accidentally, I broke this, you can place it back real quick and it will persist. You're fine.
You don't have to do anything else. Just put the block back where it was and it's fine.
Correct. And if I break a block and I attempt to break another, it will not let me. So
nice.
if you're going to save anything, save the beacon. Because you get one block from this pyramid to save, and you might as well make it the most expensive one.
The iron blocks are so pretty. What if I want one of that?
You could. Technically speaking, this doesn't have to be done with iron blocks. You could do this with gold, iron, emerald, or diamond.
So basically anything that you could do a normal beacon pyramid with. Okay.
Correct.
Netherite does not qualify for this. Is that right?
Not in 3.x, but 4.0 it will.
Being as rare as it is, I figured it probably factors in 4.0, but
Yeah.
I mean, I spend 8 hours digging around looking for that miserable stuff, and I managed to get like, I don't know, 4 blocks worth of it.
Yeah, it's you're gonna be sitting there. If you want to create a whole beacon base of netherite blocks, like I will, there you
That's
go.
That's when you use the what is it, transmutation rod or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Is that the right name?
but it costs one netherite block is going to cost as much as a beacon. So yeah, it's gonna be expensive. It's like
for your energy.
yeah, it's gonna be like 64,000 energy.
Yeah, right now I would happily pay that. The problem is I don't have 4 beacons to make the high-level duplicator to copy the blocks. I have 3 beacons, and I need 4. And I'm like, I gotta dig this by hand because I can't duplicate them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you break this, anything that you build here. So if you built a whole base here and then you're like, I'm gonna restart. If you break the beacon before you destroy everything else, everything in there will be lost. You will never get it back because the world
So
file
after-
itself deletes.
After
no energy
one-
or anything.
After 1 block is removed from this pyramid, you can't remove any other blocks from the whole world?
No, you can do that, but if you break this,
You only have 60 seconds to. Okay.
yeah, you have 60 seconds to get what you want. Now you could break everything else in the entire world and all that sort of stuff, but like, yeah. If you do leave anything here, it's going to be lost forever because the world folder itself is destroyed. In the server files, everything, it gets deleted.
Nice.
So this is the nether one. Overworld would have the sun, the moon, and it would do day-night cycle, and the end is the end biome. Now, the dragon does not spawn. We actually place a end portal right here, and that's because if that's not there, you end up with a spawned dragon, and that's just no.
A spawn dragon, but you have to fight it on this 8x8 platform, or 9x9 platform.
Well, that and when the dragon dies, because this is at 0, this would be replaced with that bedrock base.
So this dimension would be self-destructing after you kill the ender. That's
Well, no,
interesting.
because it requires player destruction, because that is world generation destruction. It would just
Oh, that's okay.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's every rune now. So we're gonna get rid of this world. Goodbye, my friends.
So, do you get killed if you're in here, or do you get puked out somewhere?
We get puked out at our last spawn location. So if you haven't slept in a bed, you're going to be put at spawn. If you've slept in a bed, you'll be put at your bed. So your Genesis will be closed in
But
40,
it's not a death.
30. Yeah, it's not a death. It's you're shunted out. I got 20 seconds left on this. It will actually count down from every 10 seconds. So, yeah, at least
But
we'll
it
know.
doesn't tell anybody else the whole
Nope.
way along.
6, 5,
Hey,
4,
everybody, come check
3,
out my awesome
2,
build.
1.
Super dickish thing to do. Hey guys, come check this out. Go snap the beacon off the pyramid. Screw you, jerkasses.
And I got a message that says the Aether has reclaimed the dimension.
Yeah,
Yep,
I see
got
that too.
And that's it. If you
I
actually
have
check the
slept-
world server folder, you'll see that my Runecraft Genesis is no longer in there.
Now I have slept in a bed, but it still put us all to spawn.
So I guess it just did the spawns. It's fine.
if I go home/bed,
Yeah,
boom, it takes me back to my bed. So yeah, it just dumps everybody at spawn. That's
there you go. A quick, expensive way for you to get to spawn.
slow, expensive way. I could just type /spawn and get there.
Right, but some servers don't have /spawn.
Yeah, if you don't follow the channel and get VIP, you don't have spawn.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all of Runecraft. The entire 2-part tutorial series on every rune in the game.
The full 8 hours or whatever it amounts to now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it was
good.
5 hours last time.
It was 5 hours last time. It's 3.5 hours now.
Yeah, I did a rerun of the highlights earlier today, and it was a total of 5 hours.
Yeah, I'm at 3 hours and 12 minutes on my recording.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's
Well, once
that's
again, it has
Runecraft,
been
so.
interesting.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting now that there's this just large plethora of knowledge of whether or not people are like, well, this was too much for me, I'm not gonna listen to any of it. So
Yeah,
gonna
there's
Hopefully people will be like, okay, that thing was cool. Okay, what's next? Oh,
yeah,
that
but they
one's
have to get
okay.
past the
But what's the next
first 5 minutes, okay? So
yeah,
let
there's
me
a ton of information there.
So let me actually go take a look at the previous statistics for because I posted the video on it. My videos.
Yeah, I think I looked at it briefly.
Yeah, that's the problem, is everybody looked at it briefly.
Well, I was there for the whole thing. I didn't
Wolf,
feel like I
part of the-
wanted to watch 5
part of
hours
the problem.
of debug messages.
So the analytics on it here is the average watch time. Average view duration 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
Ooh.
Out of 5 hours. Okay.
Out of 5 hours, 4 minutes of it were watched.
All right, well, I'll let it run one day just to be like, no, I was there for the whole thing.
This video has gotten 27 views since it was published.
Decent.
Key moments for the audience. Key moments, 93% of it was 0-0. There was a small spike at 2 hours and 14 minutes. Yeah,
Wonder if that was somebody clicking forward looking for a specific thing.
maybe.
Right.
Otherwise, the watch time in hours is in total of this 5-hour thing, the average watch time is 1.9 hours.
of a 5-hour video, I feel like you're still doing pretty good. Because if I went to look at something and it was a 5-hour video, my
Yeah.
initial reaction would be, hell no, I will find a smaller bite size to look at.
Yeah, that's fair. But like at the
I
same
don't
time,
Watch too many.
at the same time, like I could just place it on in the background or whatnot.
Yeah, and then you find all sorts of interesting stuff just catching your attention as you're doing other things. You're like, whoa, wait, I can have my own dimension? Back up.
So I will say this:
Right.
there, of the 27 views, 21 of them are unique viewers.
Pretty good. And that's
Yeah.
like almost 2 a day since we recorded it.
That means there were 6 views that somebody came back.
Yeah. And we have 3 likes on it.
Repeat customers, man, they're important.
Yeah. Of which
No, I don't
80%
think I've-
80% of the people that watched the video were not subscribed. So subscribe.
It's interesting. They were doing a search for it, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I'll just look at this random video from some random guy," not knowing it was you, the creator.
Well, I
It's
mean,
probably coming from
it's on the official Runecraft Minecraft channel.
Why are you not subscribed if you're interested in this?
Right? Subscribe, follow them on Twitch, enjoy.
Oh, hey, can I get my 48 levels back before I forget? Or did that get done?
Octavian 48 levels. There you go.
Thank you. I was just killing animals to see if it would restore my number there, and it's like, nope, I'm level 1. Of course. There we go. You shut up, Aroha. You don't get a vote. Oh, thank you.
Just because you are a good man.
I try. I try and hide my real nature so hard. Oh my god, so much to do in Runecraft now. There's like
You have a lot of stuff now that you know.
80 more runes than we've actually explored. So
Yeah.
many.
See,
So-
with that one rune, with the redstone sensor, I actually had a thing in which, in order for you to get, like, I had a temple. In order for you to get into the temple, you had to have a specific item. I would have them send that item through a hopper chain. It would then get filtered, and if it was the correct item, it would say, "Hey, send a redstone signal." That toggled the. It would then toggle. That redstone signal would then toggle the lock block. That would toggle a staircase that would allow you to enter the temple. And then with a little bit of redstone trickery, it would then close that up after like 10 seconds.
Mhm.
So you
here's-
have a lot of
It's a
options,
little hopper clock or something.
pretty much.
Here's what I have done in terms of damage to the nether, looking for frickin' netherite. There's this tunnel I made at the optimal height of like 15 or 16, and there's just tunnels going off in every direction for hours and hours and hours. And then there's this tunnel here that has another 93 tunnels going off of it for hours and hours and hours.
Well, obviously you're not
That-
doing it right.
This is how rare netherite is, and every time I find a piece of it, I'm like, okay, dig all around it, make sure I found them all, use the block breaker, whatever the current level of it is for MCMMO, so I get...
That's interesting. You're going with a 2 wide corridors. 1 out of 3 wide corridor.
No, they're all 3 wide.
Right. What I'm saying is instead of going, here's your 3 wide, passage. You can do 3 wide here instead of 2 wide, like it is here.
Because a netherite block can spawn by itself, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there could be a singular one spawned in that middle layer.
Right.
So this way,
Yep.
I can see every block.
I keep forgetting that.
I have gone through and just dug a stupid amount of tunnels. This was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 hours of just
when
digging.
they added emerald ore spawning as 1x1s, everybody had to start doing 2 wide blocks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when the nodes were at least 2 in some dimension, you could do 3.
This is the 6 or 8 hours of just digging for that stuff, and oh my god, you can't even imagine how much freaking material I hauled out of here before I finally said, no, you know what? Every time I find a lava block, I'm just going to empty my inventory into it because I need the runic energy. I've been power tooling for 6 hours. My runic energy needs help.
Yeah.
There's just miles of tunnels, and this one tunnel goes on. God, how many tunnels did I dig? I dug
So you now have something that
this
will
far.
help you out. You know that, right?
Probably. I'll have to go back and review some of it because I did miss all of the automation part. As soon
Well,
as
you
we
don't even
started
need the automation part. It's
stuff.
actually in the first video.
Yeah, and there's so much of that I looked at and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but only so much spaghetti is going to stick to the wall when you throw it. So I'm gonna have to go back through them
Reality
and
Master
relearn
and
them.
Reality Anchor.
Reality Master and Reality Anchor.
Correct.
Those there's a lower and a higher tier of them.
For the
and I
Reality
need
Master, yeah.
I need the higher tier in order to do netherite, which is what I was talking about when I said I need 4 beacons and I've only got 3.
Right, but you can do the lower tier and get rid of all of the nether rack around here, all the lava and all the quartz and everything, and it will leave just the the ancient debris. And actually, I believe ancient debris is only a tier 2 block. So it'll
Is the
actually be picked up.
debris? Oh, fuck. If the debris is only a tier 2, I could have just saved it and copied that stuff using the Reality Master. Shit.
So
I never even thought
we can
to
actually
check
double
that.
check. Do you have your Oracle stick? Or Oracle, whatever?
Yeah, my sword is right here.
So I'll toss down an ancient debris and you can tell me.
It's a tier 4 block.
Tier 4. So, yeah.
It wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked, but you can do Reality Master, get rid of everything else around here except for the ancient debris, do a flight field, and boom, done.
I don't think I understand how to do that, though.
You make long, skinny path with the thing and copy it, and then say place, over and over and over, and it'll place and replace tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1 because it can't
just change
do
it to
higher than
air.
that. Yeah, just change it to air. And I didn't know for sure if it would do lava blocks or not. I actually thought those were higher than that. So that's good to know. That
No, they're only
it'll
tier
wipe out
2.
the lava.
Yeah, lava's only tier 2.
Yeah, at first, there was a ton of this material I wanted because I needed to make the nether brick, I needed the blackstone, I needed the salt, quartz.
So you can grab them all. Here's the cool thing
tons.
Here's the cool thing about the Reality Master is that you can place chests on the sides and it will place all the items into the chests.
Chest, will it do a bigger airspace than the number of chests that you can allocate it?
Yeah.
So you just gotta be careful not to get too greedy with how big you set it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is that it will check the
you
chests.
You can put double wide chests, even though only half of it is inside the rune.
Correct.
Oh, that'll work. Okay,
so you
that's
can
good.
get 8 squares worth of chests instead of just 4.
But here's another
that would
thing.
Cover the volume, yeah.
But here's another thing, right? Is that you want blackstone, right?
Yeah,
so,
let's say it blackstone and basalt. You go in and just fill it with 1 each in every spot.
You can do this, and then you can fill up some of the rest of it, maybe with you can place 1 ancient debris here, you know, an ancient debris here, some quartz down here at the bottom, etc., etc., and it will fill up based on what the chest has
Available.
you know, the chest has available. Otherwise, everything else will go into your inventory. Or not
Yeah,
inventory, it'll go into your energy.
So it'll liquefy all the netherrack into energy for me, so I don't have to
Correct.
haul it and screw around with it. Oh, that's
Correct.
good.
And does that give diminishing returns on the energy, like throwing it into lava?
Yes.
I have a feeling you're going to say, oh, it does. Okay.
It bottoms out at like 3 per block or something like that, though. I was throwing in literally 20 stacks at a time, just emptying my inventory stack after stack, and it was still giving me a minimum of like 3 per, I think.
It technically bottoms out at 1.
Oh, it will? Okay.
Yeah.
The
I
curve
was
is
using
really...
I was using shit tons of netherrack to space out the like gravel and arrows from skeletons and that, so I was getting more for the stuff that's actually worth something.
Yeah.
So I never got less than 3 out of netherrack doing 10 or 20 stacks at a time. Oh, speak of the devil. Hello, jerk. Out of here.
So yeah, no,
There we go.
So yeah, no, that is something that you can do, is you can just annihilate reality master the entire area. If you can, and I don't know how well iron takes to it, but you could go to the top of the roof and have the piston pointing down, and it will go all the way down up until your upper emerald block, of which if you have that at least 128 blocks from the center, you'll get every block going from the top of that bedrock down.
Yes, yeah, I'm only a couple blocks up from bedrock here. I'm like 12 blocks up from it, so I could easily just clear space there and push in the 4 directions, and then just push up from bedrock as well.
Yep.
Back where we came down the shaft, I've got a levitation obelisk that means I'll have a huge flight field to go around and pick up all of the debris, all 6 pieces that I discover, or however many it is.
I'm occasionally watching Iron's stream, and he just does like this eye thing of just like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
It's because I haven't really played in the nether yet.
Well, you could do this in the
it.
overworld too. You could have it, reveal all the ores or whatever. And here's another thing, Zartavian. You can actually have a chest on top of the piston. And inside that chest, you can have all the things that you don't want to pick up. Now, because you need to clear out an area of netherrack, you could have it so that way it doesn't pick up the quartz or the quartz ore, because quartz ore can be fortuned.
Yeah, I would rather it leave everything that is netherrack and let me pick it up.
Yeah. But if you were but if you had the advanced one, you could have it so that way everything or nothing gets picked up except for ancient debris.
There's what is it? You cook an ancient debris and you get a piece of scrap. You take 4 scrap and 4 gold, and that makes 1 ingot.
Yep.
And then you take 9 ingots and you make 1 block. And I've managed to make about 5 blocks of netherite. So you can imagine how much I'm looking forward to manually doing this for the next 3 or 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Isn't it like... something
It
like
is
3 per... per chunk or something?
Not
Between 1
even.
and 3?
Between 0, the number of pieces you'll find in a cluster can be up to 3 or 4. I've found a group of 5, but I think that was 2 clusters that just happened to be across.
So
chunk
in a
lines.
single chunk, there's an average of 1.65 ancient debris per debris blocks per chunk, with a normal maximum of 5. However, it is technically possible for up to 11 ancient debris to be found in a single chunk, as adjacent chunks can generate veins on the border with up to 2 blocks spawning an adjacent chunk. As of
Found,
Java,
like, a cluster of 5 a couple of times. So
as of Java Edition 1.16.4, on average they generate 1.56 ores per chunk. Given this number and that there are 65,536 blocks in a chunk, 16 times 256 times 16, there's an average, there's approximately a 0.002% chance that any randomly selected block will be an ancient debris block.
that's why I decided to strip mine the nether.
Yep.
Because math told me to.
An ancient debris never generates naturally exposed to air and can replace only netherrack, basalt, and blackstone.
Yeah. Which is good news for me because the basalt and blackstone I needed a bunch of anyway, and now I'm fucking buried in it. I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 shulker boxes of each that I've brought out of here, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably enough. I don't need more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
But yeah, that
So
is all of Runecraft. I should probably get going because I
might
haven't
have to
eaten
do
yet.
that technique you're describing. Save myself a few more hours of digging.
So
by my calculation,
so I
4
will say
more hours.
I will say this to NIronwolf here is if you do allow that to happen, I'd say make like a mining nether world or a mining overworld world and all that sort of stuff, because otherwise you're going to end up having to reset your nether because there's nothing there. There will be bedrock up top and bedrock on the bottom and nothing else in between.
Here's a point to consider. The coordinates where we are about 25,000 out from spawn.
2,500.
In the nether we're almost 3,000 out from spawn. In reality, we're about 25,000 spawn. So even if I were to go that destructive, which I have no intention of doing,
right, but
I only plan on doing this underground. But if other people got that destructive,
that's
you
what
could
I
always
mean.
say,
Yeah.
You could always say minimum 3,000 blocks in a direction in the nether before you start that. And then at least the destruction is well away from other people.
Since we've got world edit, I can just be like,
/ regen it.
All of this.
Yeah. Then
I'd
I'd
be like, okay, I see you have made a giant hole here.
Then I'd probably have to agree with digital here is that like you should put a minimum limit of like 3,000 or something, so that way people can have like bases towards the center and whatnot.
Right.
Min safe distance for strip mining. Yeah.
Yeah, establish a policy on strip mining, like right there at spawn. If you are going to strip mine the world away, go over there 10,000 blocks.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah.
oh, I didn't show you guys this, and I don't know if you've used it already.
I could set up a waypoint in a new world, and just be like, go through this teleporter to strip mine, correct?
Yeah.
Should work.
And as long as it's nether to nether or overworld to nether, you're good. Because otherwise you're looking at because otherwise if you're doing if you do overworld to nether, it's times 8 or divided by 8. If you do nether to overworld, you're looking at times 8 on the energy cost.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't used enough teleporters to see the energy cost in that.
Energy cost is 0.11 per block. So if you're going from nether to overworld, it'll be 0.88.
Right.
Digital, where are you?
Oh, I was just wandering
But-
around, headed back towards the levitation obelisk.
Oh,
But
Hang
if
on.
those,
I'm coming back.
there we
Here I
go.
am.
if
So
those other
I'm
worlds
gonna break you here.
are centered at the same place in spawn, then you can make the teleport pretty cheap, correct?
Yeah.
If I had my white shulker box with me, I'd pull out the slime ball that I've been using to do that very thing. I'm like, yay! I can put myself out when I'm in the Nether.
Yeah, some people are amazed when I show them this. It's just like water in the nether, guys. I got you.
I actually made myself a water landing somewhere where I fell off a thing and almost died, and I'm like, nobody else is gonna find this, but I'm gonna fall off this again because I know me. I'm gonna make a water landing down here until I'm done working up there.
See, I had there have been times where I need lava or obsidian, so I go to the nether, place down a thing of water, and just gun.
Haven't done that yet, but I have said on more than one occasion that when I need to start farming obsidian, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Is just find a big open area of lava.
Oh,
drop
just
the
go to
water
the
on
end.
coast. What do you mean go to the end?
The pillars respawn when you respawn the dragon.
Is that a command?
For respawning the dragon?
Yeah.
No, you can do it with ender crystals.
Oh, yeah.
These things, if you place them
The-
around the end portal, it will respawn the dragon, thus respawning all the towers.
Right.
Granted, you have to face the ender dragon again, but like you have, what is it, like 8 or 10 towers that you can destroy each time, and then you get like 70 levels worth of XP.
With power tool.
Yeah, power tool
Yeah.
and all that sort of yeah, you'd be fine. Or go in
Well,
there
that's
with
just it.
a reality master and just done.
With a power tool, getting the obsidian, it's like, all right, fine. I will stand here for the 20 seconds it takes to break a block because I am stripping the entire surface of this pond of lava I have turned to obsidian.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it goes in your inventory instead of falling in the damn lava.
Yeah. Yeah, I just probably do just do a reality master that does all that. I saw a video on Reddit the other day that was somebody created a contraption that instantly killed the ender dragon the moment it spawned back in.
It's almost like, why bother?
I'm like, bro, not even a mod or anything. It was like pure vanilla mechanics. And I'm like, bro, come on.
It's a little bit broken. Like,
Just a little. But unfortunately, that's pretty much all the time that I have. I need to go eat before I head to bed. But that is all of Runecraft. So there's other than like going through the energies and tiers, which is more looking at the wiki and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
yes, you can do that yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was fun, guys. I really enjoyed it.
It was very educational, and eventually we will get some of these things put into practice. Just a matter of knowing which things and looking up the things we don't remember. And
Exactly.
yeah, like
But-
I just pulled out 10 stacks of netherrack, and there's not a single piece of ancient debris here.
So if we go F3 plus G, try breaking. So the end of the chunk is down over here. So it goes from here over to here. So there's a possibility that, I mean, 1.56, you know, you gotta go all the way up and all the way down.
It happens eventually that I get more, but I generated so much netherrack that I set up an automatic hopper, and I would just pull the empty shulker box off the top of the hopper, put the next one on there. all right, I'm going back to building for a while so that I can cook, and then I'll go back to the nether and refill it.
There you go.
Got so many nether bricks cooking and so many to cook.
Right. But can someone make Minecraft work on Aroha's computer again? Have you updated Java?
Yes, that was one of the first things I asked her. I think she's got to probably remove Java, remove Minecraft, reboot, and then reinstall both, because doing either
Have you tried
individually
turning it
did
off and
not
on
work.
again?
Yeah, exactly.
You can grab Java 15. You don't have to stay using 8.
The only thing that I can possibly think of is Minecraft entirely not working, or is it like jumping into a server it's not working? Like, can you
Remember,
get
for
to the
single
can you
player,
get
it
to
was
the load
cooperating.
menu?
I don't think she was able to get to it. Here's the kicker though. She has a modded version installed through CurseForge for playing on someone else's server, and that one will load just fine, confirming that it is something specific to the vanilla install. Yeah, she can't get to the menu. It stops at the Mojang logo. I was pretty sure.
Okay, so what you'll probably need to do is install or uninstall Minecraft, go to the app data and remove the .minecraft as well. Like double check to make sure that the .minecraft is gone, and then reinstall Minecraft. And that might work. But I'm gonna go get foods. If you don't get it working, let me know, Aroha, and I'll see what I can do to help out and make sure things work for you. But you guys have a good and wonderful night. I'll also finally end the recording.